one more time with one more elimination series for this weekend. It's Anatan time. Whamatan time, Abston.
Whamatan indeed. It will be hard to live up to the expectations that we just saw. You could see the series count, the game count. It is probably the most even matchup we've seen today as far as the percentages go.
I told you, like, look at this. Like, that's a good series to play in, by the way. These lads are smart, all right? They've refined their skills. Clearly using those KPMM as well, but you see how tight it is. Even though it's Anatan win and Wham win, then Anatan win. It's never a sweep. It's never a complete wipe. These two, they've been a back and forth affair for sure, and I'm excited for this one. I mean, you see it in the game count. Barely anything in terms of difference between them. Means we should have a series that delivers at least 4 games, if not the 5th. But that Chinese pick, Dabston, it slivered through again.
You just heard how Vortex talked about it. He was like, I thought the series was lost after losing with Chinese. It is clearly highly regarded as one of, the best Civ out there right now, and Anotand knows that. He wants to go ahead and start off on a good note, try to get himself up 1-0, but just how Vortex says, if you lose with China, you can kind of feel deflated. You got to come back from that if it does happen, and Roos is the first pick choice from Wham, which I think this is the first time we've seen Roos pick today.
Yeah.
Played
today,
today,
played. It's been picked, hasn't been used. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think we had a gorge game, but here we go. We're already underway. Elimination series. Anatand versus Wham. There's plenty of Europeans, but this looks like there could be one more with a strong Chinese pick like this. Wham, however, holds the entire hope of a continent with him. If he falls here, there is no NA left in the EGC Masters Fall.
Let's see if he can start out with a shock and upset Chinese on the first map. Coastal Cliffs, it has been one where we've been seeing a lot of the forward golds today, but Wham has a nice little side gold spawn, although it doesn't matter too much for the Roos early on.
Yeah, I mean, well, Roos, pretty good spawn, right, with the double tree line like that, just in bed. Like, China doesn't really tend to rush you, and love this. Like, we just see this all the time now, right? Drop a sheep off, don't walk back straight away. Just get that lean timing, because then you can potentially build the golden gate in this gap, and then it minimizes the walk distance where you're doing nothing in the meantime.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anotand on the other side, we just expect actually, I guess from both of these players, expect the typical pro scouts play here.
Yeah, and like Roos, I mean, China's still #1, right? But Roos is decent at pro scouts. It's just a difference of approach. They can't rush pro scouts, but they can get a lot more scouts out before you can.
Yeah, and it feels a lot better. They're not having to drop a production building to get those scouts out either.
Yep, and obviously the hunting cameras pay for themselves anyway, so it's not like you're like, oh, you have to pay more. Nah, you're fine with it. And the spawn's a bit interesting, right? Like, you notice that? Anatan got a little bit of favorability there. Wham's deers are all forward, and Anatan's to the sides. So kind of like, it's almost like the gravitational pull. Like the deer know that China should have them.
I mean, I don't know if they should really have them, but it is what it is over
historically,
here.
When you die to the same civ over and over again, like it's just deeply ingrained in their being now. It's like, yes, we must be eaten by them.
Golden Gate starting to be built. Imperial Academy obviously will be finished up here in the next few seconds, basically. Last little straggler sheep gathered. That probably is all the sheep on the map, with Wham having 2 scouts out early.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if, like, Anno wants to start with a spear opening. Sometimes, like, China likes to do that just to slow down your timing. Which you can hit that blocker, right? Because, like, pro scouts can't be rushed by Roos, not truly rushed. But that does then encourage archers, which is, like, the #1 thing your opponent wants to build here.
Yeah. I still remember a few times with, like, actually it's early barracks to try to, punish a potentially greedy hunting cabin opening, but none of that gone so far.
No, not with China like this, because it's the no IO meta, right? Like, before, when we used to build Imperial officials in Dark Age, which, believe it or not, you can do with China, you used to see a lot of Dark Age rushes, because the supervision made it really, really good.
Oh. No longer that is where builds change. Wham already starting to pump that scout number up a little bit, while you know, that kind of almost forces to Anotand to react with spears, like you were saying, or at least some sort of thing to protect up the scouts. If not, you get outnumbered pretty quickly, and scout v scouts can damage does add up pretty quick.
Yes. I mean, it's the best fight for them, right? Or siege. Siege is pretty good as well.
I'm not sure which one I'd rather be favoring there, siege or scouts versus scout, but either way, there is the barracks drop from Anotand as expected. Wham though, just scouting out exactly as he should be, going ahead throwing some torches, letting Anotand know he's there.
Hey, I'm in your base. Okay, you don't care. Rack's coming. Spear's on the way. I mean, he gets the info for free, right? There's a nice thing. Like, you just have so many scouts. Like, this is, despite the change to Rus, the reason why they never just really completely disappeared into ether is the vision. You know, we're talking about a game that is meant to be about counters and transitions, and no Civ gets the type of information that Rus does in the first 5-10 minutes of gameplay, right? 4 scouts already.
5 scouts now already as well. I thought I saw an upgrade come through, but I think that might have been... And a wall in between the wood lines for Wham there, just making sure he does, you know, protect up that middle location potentially.
Yeah, it's a nice wall as well. Like, it's going to protect him from getting burnt on the hunting cabin. The scout shouldn't be able to hang there long, surely, but maybe just long enough?
I mean, now with the spears there, I think it's fine.
That's -1 scout if you're not careful.
Good quick reaction. Just barely able to
Wait,
escape.
whoa. Where'd that other one come from?
And villagers gets blocked off.
He prioritized the scout. The villager. No, wait, come on.
What?
There we go. We get the tap.
Oh. Scout and villager fall early for Wham.
And Archer's here already, man. This is what China makes China so scary. And Anno is one of the best players at this type of build. Like, when I see Anatan building archers, it's squeaky bum time, right? I'm worried. This man is a brute with this build. I remember when I watched him do it before Pro Scouts, where the gold gen alone, my jaw hit the floor. Without touching gold veins, he had like over 1,000 gold surplus. Like, this build is disgusting.
Wham immediately having to drop off the few deer carcasses he was already trying to prep with. Has at least 2 near his base. So I always feel like the first couple deer are the biggest priorities to get back as fast as you can. Go ahead and bolster up that food economy you got. Helps you be able to produce more. Helps you be able to secure the next couple. I find sometimes people are way too greedy trying to get the far out packs or the opponent's packs early.
Yeah, you just want to get a few dropped off straight away so you feel good. Like, usually you have, like, what 5-ish, kind of like this or more. And the idea is free from the close pack, and then usually you take 1 from the far packs to spread the risk. Like, you might get blocked on 1, but not all. And then that guarantees you at least get your goodies home. Once you have that better gathering rate, that's when you get competitive. And you need that better gathering rate as soon as possible against China, considering they'll get that gathering rate and 20% more.
I mean, it's crazy how much Anatan was able to produce so quick. Rus, known back in the day for producing an absolutely absurd amount of archers because of that wood economy, but no wooden fortress there at home to boost up that extra wood drop-off.
Yeah, kind of crazy, isn't it? You could spend 175 wood to get 20% more wood, or you could spend 135 resources to get 20% more of wood or anything else. It's a pretty good deal for China. It's less than that, isn't it? 100 in my brain. I think it's like, yeah, overall you spend even less than 135. Imperial officials, man. Imperial Academy. Why did they ever need that discount?
And archers take a nice, decent trade. 1 for 1. Market coming down for Anatan? We saw B do this yesterday, too, with an early market, and sometimes it just makes the economy easier to balance out, especially when you know you're getting the extra bonus from the Imperial officials. It doesn't make you feel as bad with some of those early trades.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's just so much excess gold, right? Especially if he's going to lean archer still, he's going to be going for a blacksmith timing, and that generates a lot of gold on top of the gold, right? Like, you actually get a third rebate when you do a research in blacksmith, right? You get 64 gold back for each tech. So you just end up rolling in the things, which, I mean, it doesn't really sound that comfortable to roll around a bunch of golden ingots.
Unless you're a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, even the dragon, that's got to do terrible things to your spine. You need a chiropractor, a chiro dragon practor.
But knights already starting to roam, and this we've seen it all day, where the cavalry makes it really, really hard to actually move forward with these immobile masses. That's why Anotand might start producing some extra horsemen as well to get his own leg up as far as the mobility goes.
He's a little bit scarier than you think, though, because he's already got Steeled Arrow. Like, it's remember, this is just a poor man's Chuganu blob. That's the way you have to think about this. It's scaling pretty fast while Wham is trying to get out of the age.
We are seeing double Broadex come in for Wham to add on to the wooden fortress and the wood economy that we were talking about earlier. But nothing in queue. He's just, like you said, trying to play full defense over here, trying to age up here in a second. We'll be able to use that wooden fortress for some protection as the wall as well.
He's got decent high trade house placement here as well. We can kind of touch the left tree line while hitting the right one pretty hard. But yeah, the walls, that's just so frustrating. Double health on them. Takes a long time to get around. And I mean, this is the thing that always baffles me with China is like, he just went full aggression. Watch how quickly he switches to castle now.
Yeah, and you know, he's doubling the military that's out on the field and halfway to castle already. And
like, it's halfway? Really? Look at that. You just blink and it's there.
And gold is never the problem for China. You can always just make those 4 imperial officials go grab some Pax gold or go supervise the gold real quick. And I mean, yep. And there we go. Yeah, he is now dropping castle with one more drop off.
Yeah, like we said, you get a third back for blacksmith techs. You get 10% back for producing units like archers. Like that's the other thing, right? Like you almost feel that you're playing mass Yumi, but obviously the better with the prices you're paying on this civ. And look at the tech timing. Because China builds it quicker, he's going to build it before the high trials completes.
Hand in hand, but Wham has 4 archery ranges prepped and ready for this castle age play.
The fact that he done all that and he's still aged up first. Get your numbers in for the high trade house, though. I reckon it's probably like 128, 142 maybe.
Nothing too crazy. We're still seeing the last few deer get herded back, but I think for the most part, I think Anatand maybe stole 1 or 2 from the side of Wham, but that was about it.
Yeah, fairly even. And it's like, it's rough there because like Anatand obviously gets 20% more. Oh, but Roos over a long period of time is infinite.
Quick reaction from Anatand though.
Yeah, nice, not
Looks like
vetted
he was
yet.
going to have a potential raid. It does cause, what is that, 40 villagers idled out at least, though.
Yeah, I mean, everyone got the day off, apparently. I don't know, a busted pipeline. We couldn't work. Archers are going for the trade, though. And remember, veterancy just comes in so fast for China with the supervision.
Once again, should just jump inside that wooden fortress. Getting a little closer to the wood line, and yep, sure enough, one villager does get sniped on out.
Yeah, we've got the gold raid, though. He just doesn't care. He's like, get out of here. Lancers arrived. Archers are steering in. It's going to be a tough defense. I mean, the knights are upgraded. He also has got ranged armor 2 just a few seconds away, while Anatan neglected Steeled Arrow 2. So that's a trade out as best he can with the horse archers, because he knows these boys are now sacked.
Yeah, he's just like getting as much damage as he possibly can, knows it's going to be over. And I mean, I feel like at this point, if you're Wham, you just don't even rally any more horse archers in, because those are just expensive units being lost, because the knights should clean this up easily.
Yeah, I mean, horse archers willing to do that trade, right? They definitely got an efficient trade out there at the end. Now you got to worry about these knights, but Anatan, he's just turning it into a lancer dump. These production speeds. It's ridiculous just how quick it ramps.
Yeah. The Lancer dump feels great, but there will be a point where if Wham's able to get that horse archer number pumped up, he has that, you know, typical Roos military mass, knight horse archers, tons of mobility, really good at sniping down units, making someone either take a fight, or if they're not, they are just getting picked away.
Nice, we've got a crossbow switch from Anotand. That's what he needs here. Like, not bad at training out against horse archers. Great way of dealing with his knights. But it doesn't mean that Wham's getting the edge when it comes to relics. He already has 2 warrior monks on the way to pick him up.
Yep, just heard the first relic get picked up. Should be brought back. Lovely micro from Anatand. I think 2 or 3 of those Lancers are just about one hit, if that, and able to keep those alive for the time being.
I wonder if Anotand is going to try to pivot relics. Like, I don't know, map control feels shaky, right? Like, horse archer mass, like, it's always been the way, right? Like, you want relics, go horse archers, because it splits the map very well. Well, Anotand, the moment he started building crossbows, you felt like he was just saying, this is going to be a 5 relic game, right, against me.
And another stables. Look, what's Anatand gonna do? I wonder.
I can't imagine that he would just build more knights. It's not like most Chinese sushi games right now are downloadmorelancers.com.
Horse archer number, though, starting to get much healthier. And you mentioned the map control thing for Anatand, but he decides to make a play, move out to the boar. Another relic does get picked up for the time being from Wham. That is the 3rd that he has, and the one in the corner should be easily securable for himself.
Might be a Borbecan play, actually. Pretty good place for it. Anchors some gold. Plays you towards that 4 tree line a bit as well. Protects your secondary gold as well as anchoring the 3rd. And obviously lets you start inflating economy, but nah, just full invest. Full send.
Full send indeed. 28 to 28 military masses. Fight is being taken.
Ooh, Saint's Blessing. That's pretty good. A little bit more tankiness that front line. Considering it's so thin, that's going to be important. But the Lancers swarm over. They're starting to reach the horse archers. They bypass it and push it away. Crossbows were slowed on the chase. The Wham has lost all his front line, so a little bit of a shaky commitment if he goes in too hard here.
And Knight's trying to circle around, get on top of that crossbow mass, and horse archers continuing to try to kite here.
The crossbow count's just so low, though. Only 7, 5 of them here. That's why Wham's so confident. He's just stripping this back.
Much more expensive units that Anatand is losing on his side. A few more upgrades coming into play as well now.
That board. Did he build an outpost on the board? Or did he just expose himself? I don't know if he had got defenses up on it. Okay, yeah, so he has, but I don't think Anatand did, right? Okay, yo, double outpost. Solid, lad. Not taking any chances there.
Yeah, doesn't want to worry about the Barbican even. It is full send right now for Anatand. 5 more Lancers. I mean, we have more Lancers in queue than Wham has horse archers, but that's why he's making the swap, though. Horsemen, just in case that crossbow number gets a little too high.
Yeah, I mean, like, the better way to put it is, like, Anatand has more knights in queue than Wham has knights, right? Has melee units, actually. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's going to run out eventually, right? Like, you know, the interesting thing for Wham is he keeps getting more deer over time. But Boar, maybe the target point. Or such a reaction comes through. I don't know if he can fight this. The good start step, he should be safe. We'll scare off a dive. The horse such it's just a trickle of troops to keep the Lancers at bay. It's buying time for
Look at this
Springles.
when the Lancers start chasing down just a little too far. Just every single time. Wham
crossbows
turns,
can't
it
help.
should be one more.
I mean, the crossbows just can't help. That's just the eternal problem is like the crossbows, if they were in this, you look pretty good. Now we get to a choke point. Makes it much harder for melee to get advantage, but love what Anno's doing. He steers his crossbows into the tree line. He's looking for additional worker kills, and he's going to find a pretty few.
Yeah, and even though there's a wooden fortress there's not enough room in that wooden fortress and not enough damage from that wooden fortress to actually, you know, make this difference fast enough. 3, 4, 5 villager kills or so.
Now up by 13 eco. That was a fantastic strike by Anno. Understanding that with the knight's gone, the crossbows are not important anymore, right? They're just a raiding unit. Get what you can while you can. Still going to be more knights after this. Wouldn't be surprised if he just considered going into like standard archers to deal with the horse archers. Horsemen would be surprising just because like you're going to run out of food first, right? So you're actually better between horsemen and knights just building knights.
And look at that, 2 more stables made for Anatand. He is still 7 Lancers in queue. He is ready to absolutely full send this. And the really hard part for Wham is Anatand, we've already seen him do it a few times, splits off 1, 2 Lancers here, and 2 horse archers aren't going to deal with a Lancer very quickly.
Did Anatand draft French? I feel like he wanted to draft French with the way he's playing China here, you know? This is inspirational.
Inspirational indeed. Wham finally trying to decide to make a few more knights himself. I think that's Boyar's Fortitude coming in as well,
Yeah.
so just a little bit more tankiness there for the full cav army that he's planning on.
Yeah, and we do have the monastery drop now from Anatan, so he will look to pick up that one relic. Also sacred sites, right, from here. Like, you know, difficult to dive that base. I mean, I say difficult, it's a bit weird. It is difficult, but it's also easier than you think sometimes. Like, horse archers are terrible at defending a dive. They could run away. It's the villagers that pay the price, though.
Yeah, they are that, like, scoot and shoot type of unit, but the villagers can't really scoot away as fast as they can.
They're like, hey, you're meant to be defended. Well, I'm not dead. It's like, yeah, but we don't have a horse. Like, I don't see the problem here. I'm thriving.
And Anatand's starting to kind of get outposts all around the mid-map now. We saw one get upgraded onto the sacred site to the northeast. We saw the double one on the boar. So he's really kind of getting this positioning where he's going to see any sort of raiding potential from Wham. All it is, there's one vulnerable spot on that west side. I'm not sure if he has... Oh, he does have an outpost there. Yeah, so he's got full vision of this whole entire mid-map.
Yeah, difficult to try and sneak in anyway. And more monks from Anotand, even though there's only one relic, so might be that he tries to, like, in these intervals between fights, get a little bit of healing done, but the primary focus now is double sacred site to lock in some gold and also try and force Wham to be a bit more static on where he fights.
Few more upgrades coming through. Wham. I mean, this is just one where with the horse archers, it feels so weird because, like, usually you're trying to raid, you're trying to run around, and they've basically been confined to his base playing defense.
He's at least denying the raids now, right? But, like, he will still be feeling the impact of, like, the work account difference here.
What is that, the 9th outpost for Anatand now? I mean,
Do you think he feels safe?
I think he's covering all the bases over here. I bet you he's doubling down. He'll probably build another outpost on that berry bush, knowing him.
It's like, it would take them 15 rounds of attacks to kill this building with those horse archers. I have time.
Oh, look, they both have the same plan now. Outpost on the sacred site. Should cancel that one. Oh,
we need the army start, boys. There's a lot of villages exposed. Lance is showing up. Crossbow archers starting to build up a bit here, but it is a lot of pony power.
Now we're seeing that kiting back from those horse archers. Villagers there trying to build the wooden fortress. They will be sacrificed most likely. Kind of stuck in between this choke point where the outpost was being built, but now Knights are kind of closing the gap over here.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, how does Anatan keep doing this? Like, think of the cost, right? That's the thing. Horse archers are just disposable. These lancers are not. He's going to run out of food really fast here.
Yeah, he is on the last forward berries that seem safe. There will need transition at some point. I'm not sure how many berries are left at the original TC spot for Anatand.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like,
it's half a bush.
Yeah, the outpost should make him feel safe, right? But it's good that he left. Like, the thing about it, like, berries make for very good dessert. Okay, Dabston, you got to save them for the end.
Okay.
Depends, like, you know, you have a cheesecake. What do you put on a blueberry? Boom. So you got to save it for that. But I mean, he's going to be at the dessert course soon, and then the bill's going to come, right? The question is if we can afford to pay it. Because, you know, he's at least doing a good job of moving away from just being lancers. It's just not affordable moving forward. But this horse archer mass, man.
2,000 gold per minute from Anat, he's gonna get to a point though that he's eating up all the gold on the map, and Wham's just gonna have as much gold as he wants with the extra relics that he has, with sacred sites, with bounty in general.
Warrior monks as well, like just that one tap, just that extra rejuvenation, that increase in damage and armor. I'm taking that extra hit. It does matter. It's Lance account, like, it's a halt, right? He's not producing more. Like, where are you going to be able to afford that is the problem.
And you can already see where he's starting to struggle a bit on the food. 500 food per minute because he was just idled off of those berries for a good little bit. Like we said, last food location for himself. So needs to start that granary transition. Barbican of the Sun dropping in the mid-map. He's got 1,200 food in the wood in the bank. He is definitely planning.
Absolutely, he's so far behind. Look at the farm clusters from Wham. He's 3 deep. He's going for a fourth now. Like, He's so comfortable, man. He's played this so well.
Really feels crazy too, because
the villagers?
Lancer mass seems so scary, and villagers now getting taken out, equalizing the economy number, and Anotand cannot push up. We've seen the Horse Archer mass just continue to kite. It feels so weird because you're like, oh, Lancer should be able to take those down easy if they're head to head, but they just aren't getting enough effective damage throughout.
It's like almost a cruise mode, it feels like, for Wham, right? Like, he's in a very, very good position here. And, you know, he's starting to notice that the knight count isn't getting bigger, so what does he do? Save some resources, prep horsemen, prep your own knights mixed in there, because you see a litter of archers. Start getting more raidy, and what a timing to see this. I think he glimpsed the farms.
That's what I was just about to say, is being able to see the granary transition as it's happening makes you feel so good. If he did spot it out, you're like, okay, he's just now making that food transition. Meanwhile, Wham looks back at his base, he's like, I have been up and ready. He's got 46 villagers on food right now, Wham does.
Yeah. And he tried for that wall, but quickly he resisted the temptation to complete it. It's not going to be able to protect him, though. These outposts, I mean, the good news is we said about it takes 15 volleys for 50 horse archers to take one of those down. So that this is your counterplay to horse archers. Walls, outposts. There's no walls or outposts to protect these folks, though. Army needs to maneuver fast. Wham looking for that dive. Going to be difficult. Has to contest the lancers instead. Starts to break away a little. He doesn't want direct engagement. You kind of want to sacrifice one melee unit to keep the enemy army at bay to get a good trade. And the military lead is now building for Wham.
Yeah, and this is also allowing Wham to no longer invest in the horse archers. Look at the transition he's making. He's been massing crossbows at home. Anatand's going to have no idea once that mass pushes up. He's getting more and more damage, too, on the central movement that Anotand moved out to. Yeah, the Barbican, the outpost, a little bit of a bait here once he starts transitioning into units that aren't just ranged with 0 armor.
Yeah, and, you know, you need to keep pressure up once you see Song is up, and he's doing exactly that. He has the worker lead again. It's this next military wave I'm worried about for Anno. Like, does he know about the crossbows? Does he have to be worried? I mean, in fairness, he's got a nice balance, right? Crossbow, archers, still a few knights, but there's the reveal. The crazy part, though, is like Wham just still doesn't have any siege or burn power to get through all these emplacements. He's getting there, though.
Slowly but surely, but I mean, look at the bounty number up at the top. 1,500 gold, but you compare that to the other side, I'm wondering how much IO gold they've been gathering.
You don't want to know. You just don't. It'll be higher.
I mean, every time those Lancers step up for Anatand, they just get absolutely shredded. Feels like all of that investment just went to nothing. Usually with that Lancers, you're wanting to do some raiding. You're not really wanting to take some head-on fights.
Questionable. Anatand, he tries to stand his ground. He regrets it. He was distracted. Yeah, and that's enough. He's done it. China, for the second time today, takes the L.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta feel good if you're Wham after that first game. Just playing your game as the Roos, you know, walled up, did the typical horse archer play, and Anatand over-invested into the Lancers and didn't get any return for that investment.
I mean, I'm impressed, man. Like, you know, Roos has been going down the ladder a little bit in terms of viability or strengths. China has remained dominant, it feels like. And it looked like a great start for Anno, especially when he got that dive-in, exchanges crossbows, gets a few worker kills. But what a pullback there by Wham. Just patience, waits that pristine moment, strikes when it matters most, and now puts him up one game in this best-of-5 elimination, remember. Whoever loses this overall is out of this tournament. Wham has made quite the statement slaying the Chinese here.
And first game, I mean, might not have been as wild as the Vortex Puppy series, but still was a solid back and forth. Still was very, very close. There could have been multiple times where it was just game over for either side, but Wham stayed strong, able to pull through. It never feels good when you lose a villager that early, too. Sometimes kind of can get in your head, but it did not matter at all. Look at this kiting, just the scoot and shoot from those horse archers and just slowly thinning that Lancer mass over and over and over again.
Using the next map pick?
Altai with ABBA versus Mali.
And that's a Wham ABBA, right?
Yep, that is a Wham ABBA.
All I'm gonna say is Buster McScruggs. You remember that? He used to have the Smurf account, and was a prolific Abbasid spammer. I mean, in a weird way, it's like a return to a classic for Wham. Interesting map for it as well. Curious to see how he wants to try and approach it. Like, will it be some attempted aggression with like military wing, full eco wing greed? You know, Abba, not really a pick we treat too often, let alone often treated to wins. But oh no, this is Anno's pick. Okay, yeah, no, so it's Wham Malians. Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, that's one where we'll see a lot of civs try to go, 2TC versus Mali to, outmatch the eco. Abba, they could potentially try 3, but I feel like that just gives the timing castle age to Mali a little bit too much. I feel like it might just be the typical 2TC play over here and try to outmatch the eco, which is slow trades and just as the game goes on over here.
I mean, you could trade on this map. I don't know if you really want to.
I feel like whenever trade gets mentioned, it's just a meme. I don't know. I still remember where there was a time where it was like, oh, you could trade wings so strong. And then like the first 2 times we saw it attempted, it was just absolutely just awful. And it's like,
I mean, it used to be good before they made the armored caravans change. And then it just sucked, right? It was like, oh, you can get armor now on these guys. I don't think I want that. But the classic used to be like Malians hated 2TC boom civs, right? And like this is the TC booming civ of all the civs in the game, right? So yeah, curious to see how he wants to try and play it. Like maybe he uses that just as a disguise, like the expectation that he's going to boom TCs to then just blow up the pit mines. Could be an intriguing way of playing. But I've seen Wham do some unhinged Malian builds. Like we're talking, was it 2TC plus trade? Or I think it's Fulani boom and trade at the same time. Like, and once again, it's the map for it, There's also, if you're thinking multiple TC Stabston, there's certain things in the corner of Altai that will help you get the stone required for that much easier.
Yes, there definitely is. And obviously, if depending on what wing Abba goes up with, they can get some very, very cheap TCs. So it just feels like the payoff's so much quicker, so much better for them. Especially, I feel like they're the only civ that they can make 2TCs and actually be able to like keep up a lot of the military mass because of how cheap their villagers get.
Yeah, that was always the bread and butter. Mass horseman off the back of that. But let's see what he's going to be massing here. As he's got to be massing a big brain if he can pull this off. Game 2 into Altai in this elimination series. Anotand trusting in the Abbasids. But Wham, with something more expected on these type of maps, takes to the Malians.
Yeah. And we will see these openers. Wham already starting out not just 1 back gold, double back gold for the Malians.
Okay. I see what's happening here. Yep. Okay.
Oh my god! I mean, once he sees this, he's just got to have a big smile on his face and just feel very, very solid about that positioning point going in. That is always the point of focus for other civilizations playing against Mali. We saw Puppy Paw constantly trying to burn those pit mines over and over and over again. Well, now, if Anatand wants to do it, reinforcements are not going to get there easy.
Yeah, and Anatand, he got a good spawn on the board. Nah, I wouldn't man. One of the matchups where ball's going to be redundant, but the interesting thing, actually, we talked about like the trade posts. I don't know, man. When it spawns like this, it feels really sucky. Because like what you actually would prefer to have, like if you were to trade, here's what you want. Trade post here, and then you want the ruins in the other corner. Because then you walk out, you build the trade post next to the ruins, you capture it and hop inside, right? Whereas this is like, dude, I wouldn't want to trade on this.
Yeah, dude, I don't expect to see any trade in this, but I've been wrong plenty of times. Wham moving out on the deer early. We saw this from his brother as well with Delhi. It just, if you got deer near your base, you're able to take it with survival techniques. It doesn't delay you at all. It allows you to get that potentially riskier food out earlier, especially when it's a forward deer pack, and then you can just fall back to the sheep later on if need be, or cows if you want to do that too.
Yeah, well, and then in fairness, this is less crazy. We have to remember that when Puppy Paw done it, it was with Delhi onto the deer. Whereas, like, usually you have berries, right? And that gathering rate is phenomenal. But, like, this is more forgivable. Like, sheep isn't as good as Arabic civs on berries. Like, you're seeing from Anatan on berries himself. And it is, well, you look at that on a bit of a more considered defensive map, going to be Eco Wing. Shocker.
Who could have guessed? The question is, how many TCs? Is it going to be a 2 TC play or is it going to be a 3 TC play? I don't think we see 4. That is asking for immediate death. But
6 it is.
all right. 6 it is. We'll see.
Yeah, like it's probably. I mean, there's been a lot of debate about this, right? Like, for it to be an efficient tech choice, it's technically meant to be 3 TC. Otherwise, you don't really save that much, is the argument. But the thing is, it's timing as well. Like the 2 TC, if you stop there, sure, you haven't saved that much, but you have got the town center quicker than you otherwise would.
Yeah, town center quicker, and you know, obviously there's quite a few other upgrades you get or benefits you get from the Fertile Crescent upgrade, but that doesn't really come into play until a lot later on, farm transitions, just things like that. But even still, we see Anotand heavy on to the stone early on, and it's one of these where like that second TC can come down so quickly, and then a lot of times you can just put it right there on the stone, have a quick, you know, immediate drop off as well, and the third is not too far following.
Exactly. Mance, of course, on the way. Wham. Oh, it's just such a nice gold spawn, seriously.
And I mean, Anatan pulls off the gold at exactly, or not exactly 150, but 155, able to get Fertile Crescent, able to get fresh foodstuffs, and that's one where a lot of times you'll see 2 more villagers, or even at least 1 villager pulled off of food as well to get an even quicker timing here with it.
Yeah, and he's still got the woodworkers, so like it's looking like macro for free TC. So he'll drop the TC on the stone, between the stone and the gold. And he also has a nice TC placement on the left flank where there's deer gold berries and it also blocks the pass. Yeah, it's the A stack as well. Like that's really tempting.
It is, but I always feel like with ABBA, you just want to be a little bit more condensed.
Yeah.
Be able to, you know, sometimes you get baited in and all of a sudden you're building that extra TC out there and then 2 minutes later you look and you're like, I don't have tier 1 golden age. And then it feels really bad.
And that's why in that position though, like scouting's important, right? Like if you see your opponent is just building cow, then you're like, okay, whatever. But yeah, you're all right. Most of the time they just lock onto a tree line with a third. And then at that stage, your eco's inflating so quick, it just sets you up nicely for a farm transition.
And this is the point, too, where look at Wham's eco already. He is not too far from aging up the castle.
Yeah, we're getting Farimba, man.
Yeah. He's just gonna
okay. Is this going to be the least done of the 3 options? I don't know if I'd say it's the least done. I feel like maybe Mansa Musafadi is the least done these days. But the idea of just getting the tanky boys, right? The freeborn warriors against free TC.
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen this before.
Is back onto the stone. He's going to start to drop that 3rd TC as Wham is going to be dropping Castle Age. So,
I mean, you have no javelins, right? You have no Musafadi. So, like, it's got to be freeborn. It's weird, though. I've seen this before in this matchup. Like, in theory, it's good. You idle a lot of Abbasids. But because Freeborn don't have good damage, they don't necessarily net kills. It's like death by 1,000 cuts approach, right? It takes quite a while to fully birth and pay off.
And here comes the Farimba play, trying to punish this greedy build from Anotand with the 3 TC start. Well, I love the Warrior Scout upgrade, too. Wham, just, you know, small little investment, but what it does, it keeps an opening available for this aggression. He doesn't have to walk through the front TC. He can cut through the side because the wall fully denied with that just 1 single Warrior Scout.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Like, you're not going to want to vet them, is there anything? And by the way, Anatan, he did go for that loose TC. All the way to the gold and the deer and the berries. It's just too much food.
You did call it out, but I just feel like this is that oversight we were talking about. I mean, look at the golden age right now.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be rough from that. But, like, sometimes you'd be surprised. Because if this is a freeborn attack, your opponent wants to just send it into your base. So actually there's an argument that, like, sticking free TC's condense is worse here against freeborn. Whereas at least this is smuggled economy. Like, while your whole base is being dove, this is what should keep you functional.
One of those horsemen does pop out for Anatan. He's going to try to start making some units to defend himself.
Bulls.
Units slowly, villagers slowly get... Oh, TC Fire, though, is able to get quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he sniped one on the south side, so split the difference. Horseman will chase him away now, but tech up complete. Moment of truth, and surprise, surprise, with 0 military, he will choose the thing he couldn't build beforehand. Freeborn on the way.
And Anatand's doubling, tripling down in the walls. Wham's trying to get there fast with the villager to be able to cut off the wall. And I believe the eastern side walls are now up too. So Anatand able to cause quite a bit of delay. But speaking of delay, we all know how long it takes for Abba to age up. So it's not the easiest, even if you do get those walls up.
Yeah, it's like also against Freeborn. What's your answer, right? Like, if you're aged up, kill them, I guess. The problem here is like Freeborn, although they don't have much melee resistance, the base HP is pretty high. So they're just an absolute nuisance to kill. At 175 HP. Reminder that a Men at Arms would have 155 at this point.
Ooh, wall not fully finished. A few more villagers going out to try to finish that wall.
If he gets in there, you just stand there, right? And nice. I know he leads himself side. That was intentional, right? So
yeah,
he's out of position now.
And sends all the rest of the villagers to finish that up. Wall in the south gets denied, but at that point, not too big of a deal. And more importantly, the outpost that Wham was trying to build earlier does not go up. Villager gets sniped out by the few horsemen that were there.
I could kill on the backside, but Anno already with a 13 worker lead. Tick tock goes the clock for Wham. Remember, this is Farimba. There is no cow scaling set up to give him that infinite push.
And at the same time, wall going down.
I mean, it's Anotand right now, right? It's just, you know, classic one is Wham's walls, but we seem to have the reverse here. And that wave, man. It's like it's a Men at Arms type feeling, and he's doubled down in this.
Yeah, sending more villagers on up, and the walls, are they going to be built fast enough?
Should be. Yeah. We'll get it up. It's a little bit shaky, but we're stable. We just don't see a tech up still. Like, it's just, you got to wait.
Very far from a tech up, that is.
Well, the village is not
goes up, there is no rebuilding that wall because they just jump on inside, and there's quite a few villagers. They're going to get this outpost up quick. Anatan realizes
he's like, well, I can. Let me just quickly
build another set.
No, wait, no, what? Oh my god, he griefed himself with the scaffolding. He closes it now, but they're already in.
And now Wham's like, wait, how did I get in?
How to break the wall. Spearmen are reacting, but Spearman Horseman, like, you know, sure, no melee armor.
Villagers starting to fall now, too. Anatan's villager lead, while it felt great for a time, is not too great now. Military mass has to fall away or else they will fall, but where else are they going to go? They have to keep the villagers working. Anatan is light years away from clicking up and then has another minute 45 after that.
This TC does nothing. It's hitting them for 1 damage. It's like, it's ridiculous. Like that, he's got ranged armor on the way just to make sure he's definitely safe as all hell. But like the idea from Anatand's cool. It's mass spears with the phalanx. Like, it's his best bet at dealing with this. Like, he's building horsemen as well because I did maybe micro them away. But ideally, spearmen are your best friend. But this is what I was talking about. Like, it turns into death by 1,000 cuts. These freeborns are not going to kill workers fast, but they will eventually kill them is the idea.
And, I mean, even if they don't kill him fast, Anatan has 24 idle vills. He also just reallocated 20 vills on his wood line, it seemed like. So that's basically his whole economy being idled out over here. And that villager lead is just all of a sudden going to nothing over here.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got villagers pulling the shivs out. They're not idle,
look at the change in
fighting.
food. Look at the change in food as well. Like, I know at one point was at 1,200 food. Wham was at 600. They switch around now. So he's just got the next burst. He has burned a lot of freeborn on this. But the blocker wall, a bit too close to the town center, I'm afraid. Will cost him a worker, but at least get something wedged in there. This is tricky, man. Like, it's thinning, right? Like, the freeborn count, not as impressive because he had a gap moving to new food sources.
Yeah, economy's count still rather healthy for Anatan, but I mean, he's had 15 villagers inside this TC consistent. They pull the shivs out again. That's his best bet. I feel like Wham might just wait a couple seconds, get a little bit of a bigger mass, and then go in again.
Yeah, I mean, you have to slow it down. Like, it's like a weird form of a Men-at-Arms Burgrave rush. Like, it feels good, but then you're like, okay, some damage done, but I need to wait until the wave is bigger. Otherwise, I'm just feeding the game.
Anatand's house, though, right now. Just built another one. 3 villagers immediately pop out.
Oh, he's switching.
The big problem for Anatand is what happens when he runs out of these food sources. You talked about, oh, that west side's so awesome, but yeah, he's been on those berries. He's been on those deer for a little bit of time. Wham's changing the location to go force that side. Anatand yet again building some more Wham walls. Wham sees it and says, oh. Quick reactions from Anatand, sees the military mass going to the north side and says, I'm going to take down that outpost here.
Good re-secure. Forces the garrison. That's not going to last long enough. Those workers in trouble. Few will be sniped. And now we're talking about a 30-worker lead for Anatand. Is this going to be enough? Freeborn, they're trying to cut off the retreat. But quick reaction now is like, nope. Duck, goose. Just avoid it at all costs.
And more importantly, you could see how desperate Anatand was on for food. Right when he resecured that location, he's like, all right, send 20 villagers out to the deer, and was not able to get on top of the deer.
Still, this is... Maybe even just melee tech. I'd love to see melee tech from Wham. Like, these are low melee damage units. Just 1 armor, and I called it.
Oh my God.
It's trade time, baby. I got to afford these freeborn somehow.
Sitting in between the TCs. I mean, this is a mass that, you know, he might have even numbers, but not all the numbers are up front and forward.
I think we're getting some farms now from Anna. He needs them. His food is running out now. He's finally reached that point, so I think he's building something in the secondary TC. Yeah. Just the start. He's got some ways to go here. Wait, workers? Oh, they want these deer so badly.
He needs food. This is the problem. He's going to be stuck in feudal age indefinitely. He needs not only a few farms, he's going to need a huge farm transition here. Obviously has 40 extra workers to do it, but now trade's starting to pump on up.
They've got to afford those Ferimba boys. It's going to help him a decent amount. I mean, it's weird as well, right? Like, you see what I mean about worker kills. With textiles, it's just a shrug, but it's death by 10,000 cuts. I said 1,000 before. It's even more now. Shiv's coming out. He's like, we can cut too. He even has Bloomery, by the way. So, like, both of them neglecting melee armor, despite the fact it's a full melee mosh pit. Rewall, love that. Like, no. I'm cutting you off from the bar, son. You've had enough.
Yep, Rewall does come in. The outpost didn't have arrow slits involved either. The Rewall finishes and gives Anatand a bit of breathing room again.
And kind of feels like you want a spirit on placement anyway, to be honest. But, oof, with the farm starting to flesh out, I think this is where Anatand starts to like take that deep breath. I mean, I think Wham was necessarily wrong with the trade idea. I feel like he was going to run out of push without having it coming behind anyway.
Yep. Yet again, going for the wall burn. Has 11 more manses here. Is that villager in range of the outpost? It is.
Hey, nice.
He's just going to sack Vills over time.
Yeah, of course he is. He's got 40 extra.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
This is why I got textiles. You guys are just like, you're my warriors. I pay so little for you. You're great. Oh my God, look at this health buzz.
They're all so low from pulling out the shivs earlier on. The immediate spears jump out of the TC and Wham's like, maybe not.
Spear, good unit. Who would afford it? This is the thing with the phalanx.
Value of phalanx, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great fight for him. This is the good shit. He even deletes the wall. That right there is a confidence play that any man would fear. Get the hell out.
Villagers jump inside the outpost. Freeborn warriors trying to take this fight yet again. Villagers jump out. They don't get the repair in time. Now, villagers not falling for Anatand. They're dying for Wham.
I mean, this looks border over. Anno doesn't need castle. He just needs a push. Wham. If only there was a way to counter Spearman. If only there was a unit that could solve this problem. But he's full Freeborn. No other unit exists in his world.
He is. It doesn't feel good when you're getting pushed by a feudal age and you are castle and been the one castle for 10 minutes, 10 plus minutes now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a classic, right? Like, Abastos has been that type of civ. It used to be the camel archer massing, if you remember. They just stay feudal. You go castle, like, go camels. Camels obviously took a few nerfs. Or
Speaking of camels, First camel archer just popped on out. He might go, he saw and spotted the trade earlier, might just go park some on the market, and 42 spears out on the field.
Do you think he has enough? I mean, 42 is like, we got room. Like, you know, stop producing villages now. I don't know, 50. We can go 92. 92 spears sounds pretty good. And wow, they'll be very tanky spears. It is going to be military wing.
Oh. You have a pause?
This is going to be a very, like, then this is the thing. Abbasid's tech up really, 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 really slowly. Abstin. Notice how it's taken all this time and it still hasn't moved from 101 seconds. That's how slow the Abbasids are at teching.
Yeah, it's just chilling. But, I mean, look at the income values. Anatand's got 1,400 gold per minute, 1,200 food per minute.
And
it's just a
farm
quick
count.
bathroom break.
Yeah, the very quick bathroom break. What was he doing there? Did he just, like, stand up from his seat, drop his trousers down, and aim for the toilet in a different room? Like, how are you taking your bathroom breaks?
I mean, not like that, that's for sure. But this
Someone comes in, the mum comes to the room. She's like, I got your dinner, slips, just falls.
What is going on?
He's another bathroom break. He's gonna see how far he can do.
Maybe he's trying to surrender and he keeps accidentally clicking the pause button.
Or maybe he's like, how good is Anatand's internet? We have to wait. Is there a chance?
I thought Wham's the one that we're supposed to, that they wait for. We have the old tree falling on the power lines.
I mean, you trust the chances here, right? Like you're like, I'm probably not winning this game. Let's see what the gods have for Anatand. Maybe he has trees nearby.
Military wing coming through. Do you think it's just a boot camp and A move after that with veteran spears?
Not just that. It's boot camp and agriculture. Remember, like he has many farms.
And he's definitely going to have the gold to get any upgrade he wants. That's always the lovely part about aging up with the Abbasid. There's pros and cons to having to wait. And a lot of times, especially when your ecos boom this hard, you sit there and like,
camels. Just queued up another 5. What? It's building camel archers against an anti-range unit is the comical part about this.
Yeah, just I think using that mobility to try to deny the trade. 12 traders out for Wham, but I don't think that helps match up what we've seen from the other side.
He's got more troops trickling in to try and stop the traders here. Yeah, only 12 is pretty underwhelming, and you see the queue up. Boot camp, spears, undermesh coming through. He's ready to dive on in. And there's the Gulam. I was wondering if we're going to get that. I mean, there's no Mansa Musafadi, so you don't care. Like, Mansa Musafadi would have crapped on Gulams, but obviously wouldn't have had this type of impact.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those, looking back, I feel like instead of the outpost play, a few archers would have really...
Yeah.
And then being able to reinforce. But now, Wham, he says, oh, I heard your archer play. We're going to start pumping some archers out now.
Maybe they can bring me back in. I mean, it's not that big of a military difference. Currently.
Not that big of an eco difference. 2,000 food per minute from Anatand.
He wouldn't just castle drop my base, right? Like, get rid of a few of his villages in the process. That'd be crazy.
Oh, he does need to clear up some pop space in a couple minutes, so that might be the exact play. A, move the spears, A, move the Gulams, and send 20 villagers with the stone he has for a keep now.
Now remind me, eco count is like cholesterol levels. You don't want it going up, right?
Up to a point. Depends the number you're at.
Also, apparently there's good cholesterol, and you can have too much of it. You know that's a thing?
I know there's good cholesterol. I just didn't know you can actually have too much. Who knows?
Yeah.
Poison archers coming into play. Better late than never. Oh, boo with the castle. Boo. Be more aggressive.
No, we're not watching a Voldemort game. It doesn't need to be in the opponent's base. You know, it could be.
Decides to secure up a sacred site with it.
You know what the problem is? If he'd gone for Culture Wing, he could have got public libraries, and then he'd have the health to drop at the enemy base. That's the problem. What's that? I think that if you can cap it out like 144 HP on a villager or something, it's ridiculous.
And he's just moving through with those camels to make sure Wham's feeling the pressure over here, continuing to try to deny the trade. But Wham, he spots
camels. Camels. No. Get out of there now. Those guys have bonus against ranged.
You know, they're just gonna pick off some villagers.
I mean, he just lost 4 camels, so he's gonna want to pick off quite a few villagers here. Yeah, it's good enough.
But if you think about it, Anat's 200 to 200 with 3,000 food in the bank. I think he can lose some camels if he wants to.
I think he just needs to, I don't know, go Imperial Age and then build more camels. Go camel handling. And there it is. It's like, why has he not left the game yet? It was a timing attack. Like, his time is gone. Oh, okay, whatever. Next age. He's like, is there an age 5? Gonna press that button too?
Yeah, actually, there is.
Wow. Okay, I'll drag my face for that.
for a Bassin, yeah.
And you know what it would give it? Yeah, there you go. And you know, trade does look pretty good.
He is at over 5,000 income per minute. Meanwhile, Wham's sitting at a measly 2,500.
Hungry Tand over here.
Again, you know, he's losing these spears. It might feel bad watching it, but he's just clearing up pop space. He's replacing spears with ghulams. He's replacing spears with camel archers.
Mm-hmm. Why does no one love camel riders? They're pretty good here. I mean, like, you get
He's got the 2 from military wing.
Yeah, like, you get the melee armor. Look at these. See, they've done better than the camel archers, okay? Like, these 2 right here. That is the Middle Eastern Leonidas right there.
Here comes more of the little just split mass. There's part of Anatand's army in the base of Wham. Part of the Anatand's army is going north to stop the trade.
Golems. I think he just hears the age up and says this is enough. Like, he has no answer to Golem. He's trying to get Musafadi, but like that's why he went camel archers, right? It's like he just stops the next step. So Golems just win the game is the idea. And once they're parked here, no bueno, no trade.
Maybe he goes for like a Wololosa.
Nope. He goes next game.
Goes next game indeed. Series tied up. That was one that we saw the timing attack, and Anatand just dropping wall after wall after wall, just kept delaying. And then he's obviously played Mali. He's obviously played against it with the Farimba and knew what to do. The Phalanx Spears just was the exact counter unit to, not necessarily counter unit, but when you have enough of them, it works out well.
I real life I'm getting hungry, and that game didn't actually help. A, because I want that much food, and B, because now it's going to be a long day. Oh my god, this game. I swear, this is just always the thing with Freeborn, though. Like, I don't think it's an OP strat. I just think it's, like, very, very, very annoying. You see what the answer is here. Like, it seems so obvious, just build spears. But, like, it takes so long to do this.
Yeah, and I felt like there was a point, though, where this was a huge, huge pull by Anatand right when he saw the army go to the north. Actually, this was the second one of the outpost getting destroyed. But right when that first outpost went down, that's really what felt like started to deflate the tempo that Wham had. And then Anatand's able to transition into farms behind it. And then just the villager mass is no longer 30 villagers idle, 40 villagers idle. They're all working and working hard.
And you know already that this is a Wham Delhi pick. He's on Kalauga. This is the same lad who was like Shushi on Socotra, if you remember, a long time ago. So I'm not really that surprised. These guys are usually pretty bloody crafty with these type of picks. So yeah, gonna be intrigued by that. Like, in theory, it's pretty cool, right? Like, double Sacred Site. You can open fishing. I don't know if that's the idea here. Your fishing boats do attack. I don't know if that's the idea here, though.
And Zushi being snagged for Kurlager as well, so not saved for Holy Island. We'll have other plans for the water map. And then Frisian Marshes still as well.
Yeah, probably Order the Dragon, right? Order the Dragon versus Lancaster, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
maybe HRE.
Wham can always do the HRE. We could see the HRE versus HRE variant come out on Holy Island, or even we saw a Ubits with Vortex on Holy Island that was just an exceptional, again, timing attack that played out in his favor on that one.
Yeah, he has actually really good Civ flexibility for remaining maps, right? Like, we've seen Wham try and make Lancaster build work on Holy Island. Failing that, HRE or Iobids both work. And then all three of those picks are decent in Frisian. Iobids a little bit more selective for their opponent. Actually, your matchups are a little bit weird, I guess. Like, I don't think you want to play Io into Auto, right? Like, maybe against Order of the Dragon? We'll have to see. Like, the OOTD one is interesting here, by the way. Like, for these two players, I think they quite like Order of the Dragon, and they both like doing those 2 TC builds where possible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But series tied 1-1. Will it be another one to go the distance? We saw the first couple series of the day. Even though the first one wasn't a sweep, it was still a rather quick one. Second one is quick as well. But the last two have been living up to the expectations and been great back and forth there. That was non-stop action, even though there was 3 TC play, which is, I would say, rare to say, which is, breath of fresh air when we're talking about 3 TCs.
You just have to realize that a town center is a barracks waiting to be tapped.
I mean, Anotand did have the shivs pulled quite a bit in that game. I mean, it would be interesting to see actually how much damage they did. I felt like when he, in that first woodline push that Wham did, when they pulled out the shivs, they did remarkably better than I was thinking.
Oh, yes. Well, let's see if the Delhi can do remarkably better than expected here. Kalauga and Wham goes Delhi. Not your usual suspect for this map. Well, Anatand has gone for something we would expect to see. The Shushi on good old Kalauga, and look at why. Have you seen that Medigarden location? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, 10 berries in range, the stone as well. You are in heaven, my friend.
Decent bit of that wood line, and both players dropping docks on the same side always starts with, an interesting play. Or are we going to see an early wall come out after on the river to prevent any sort of military ships aggressing on either side? Just scouting each other for the time being.
Yeah, like, I'm curious what the strat is for Wham. It might be like just an anchored sacred site victory condition, because you can demo ships to stop decaps, right? Like, that's a very intriguing for. I think I've seen him do this before. It's really weird, actually. Yeah, he done Delhi versus Mongols against Anatand, actually, and won the KPMMs, and it was surprisingly effective. Because, if you think about Shushi, they could build repeat crossbows, but they probably want to build horsemen or spearmen somewhere along the way, especially against Ghazi. So at some point, you have to step onto the water to try and get the sacred site. At which point, as the dock is still there, you do not feel safe.
Nope, not by any means. Let's see if Wham remembers his upgrades come Feudal Age with the blacksmith, like we saw being forgotten earlier by his bro.
I'm telling you, it's a superpower. The more techs they forget, the more likely they are to win.
Surely enough. And there is an early wall drop by Anatan, so that will prevent any sort of annoyance with those Delhi fishing ships or military ships come Feudal Age.
It does make sense as well when you think about it. Let's say, for example, you're Anatand, and you know the timing of when Delhi used to have a blacksmiths and have undermesh. Oh no, I don't want to take that fight. He might have undermesh. Doesn't have it. And the other thing you save on, there's a resource you save on when you don't trigger all those tech ups, Dabston. You know what it is? APM.
Ah, yeah. Of course.
Critical resource in RTSs.
Indeed. APM is definitely one of the limited resources that players have. Certain players don't have as big of a problem as others, but it is still, it's all about effective APM, I would say.
Yes. And is it really an effective APM to click on a blacksmiths and queue up free technologies? Some would argue yes, but all I care about is elephants.
I mean, we heard Vortex say it. Once 2 elephants come out, there's not really anything you can do, even if you are making the correct counter unit. Even if you do scout it out, it feels really bad. So we'll continue to monitor that situation. If Wham gets Castle with the resources to do so, it's going to be a good look for him.
I think I remember after that game, there's someone in chat like, why are we talking about like balance in this class? Like, because it's a good time to talk about it. That was a bloody impressive game. Those elephants done a lot. I don't know if we'll get to elephant timing here though. Like, I think this is more of a traditional Delhi approach on sacred sites. Intriguing though that he builds the wall on his side of the sacred site, not the enemy side, right? So not as secure necessarily. And I imagine, like, is there a world in which we TOV here?
You said it, and I was like, I don't know. Meditation.
I'm like, hold my
gardens.
breath, like, please, maybe.
Does he get the gold in with it?
No, surely. Yeah, I mean, this might be one of those ones where the UI says he gets it, but he doesn't. It's really sketch. But like, there's no other reason. Like, there's no other reason you build it here because you're sacking 12 food. Whereas you could have just placed it further out and you would have got the wood line still. So it must be telling him he's getting the gold. In which case, that is outrageous. That's 48 food, 25 stone, 25 gold, probably about 25 wood.
Well, we'll be able to tell in just a little bit here. Wham is pumping those fishing boats out. Don't be deceived by the military graph.
He's got so much military power.
We kind of hinted at that earlier. Like, it looks so scary.
But they've got bows, man. Like that scout right now, we could kill him. All right, just come on.
What if
just
the
move
scout
over?
moves?
Then
Dodge?
Like we can't dodge.
I thought did they change that? I swear
They changed it. So fishing boats used to have more damage, but now they can't miss. I
mean, I never see Delhi on water maps, so I guess that's why I don't know.
You remember when the game first came out? That was a dark time, my friend. When the game first came out, like you had Delhi with 15 fishing boats just coming over to your fishing and shooting you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, get out of here! Scram!
Yeah, stop burning our wall. And we just saw the hover of the meditation gardens. Gold was not included, so unfortunate sight to see there from Anatand.
Okay, so it's not god tier. All right, I favor Delhi. The fishing boats attack.
Anatand doubling up as far as military ships go. Galley into demo ship. Even though he sees this wall here, I think he's just trying to slow burn.
Oh, he's got a spring on now.
Oh, he has a spring on that.
Here we go. Fishing boats, go! Team, huh? Okay, well, this has not worked out according to plan. Oh, no.
Oh, some good AoE fire, but Healing doing a fine job here, and wham, has to fall back away.
We don't have a backup dock, by the way. So, like, this is where we at.
Gotta force drop at least and get on out of there, right? Build another dock behind.
No, you don't need a dock. Remember, Dabston, these are military units.
Correct. Here we go. Fight commencing.
You know, it's efficient to, between your gathering, just quickly turn and shoot and then gather again. Gotta be really smooth about it.
Not necessarily for villagers, but that ship cannot come out.
Oh.
House, please.
Why does a boat need a house anyway? Explain that one to me.
Because people, I guess people could sleep on the boat.
Yeah. So like what? Does the house? Did the boat live in the house?
He's not playing French. Docks of the French are the only ones that are allowed to add pop space. All right.
Yeah, but like, well, then, so what's the point in the house? Who's living there? Like, is it one of those mortgage scams where it's like, oh, I got it leased on my dog and then I leased it out to someone as a landlord? Like, what? Why does the boat need a house? It makes no sense.
One of the villagers did get sniped out there from Wham's little circle with the Ghazi as the outpost got built on that backside goal to Anatand's. Anatand's horseman number looking quite healthy. He's got a few demos as well. I think he's just going to try to take down this fishing in one big foul swoop.
Horseman way from Anatand, man. He's beefy already. Like, it's weird because Wham started building Ghazi first, but welcome to supervision, right? It just inflates so quickly. And then, yeah, like the fact that you're just not fishing is slowed him down a lot. I'm just not really seeing the game strat come together for Wham right now.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's been able to slowly continue fishing for the time being here, but Anatand, I'm not sure when Anatand pulls the trigger here.
Maybe he would have had a better chance of winning the fight if all those people would be on the boats working harder instead of living in those houses.
No heal up from the fishing boats, and there's the horseman swap. This is what we were talking about. We knew it was going to come at some point.
Just go for the back lot. He doesn't care. And that's how you clear a military fleet. Get it? Because the real military is just one boat. But anyway, look at these. See, look at those fierce fishing boats. They've almost killed a scout.
Yep.
Yeah, this
more horsemen
this
go
looks
down.
cooked. I think, didn't Anatand have Mongols? I think Wan was expecting Mongols here, and this was a pick designed to block Mongols.
And now it's just full denial of the fish, so the basically 6 extra eco for Anatand now. That is working hard for him. Wham looks like he's trying to rotate over to the other side river.
Did you notice that, like, the other thing that's weird when you do these type of plays, you have to remember when you dock, you get the imam for free there, so you don't build a mosque at home. His tech timings are not good. Military efficiency is coming in at 10 minutes.
Yes. Did not have the little Wi-Fi at home with any mosques, so that is definitely the case. And Anatand's horseman number, even though he's fighting against Ghazis, which everyone would rather prefer, the numbers are favoring Anatand quite a bit. One spear pops out and just gets focused down.
He's pulling the scholars now. And if you can top him off, you look good for a fight. You're going to need to look good fast, though, because Anatand, he's thinking about it. Castle Age is easily attainable now.
Indeed, and you can already see he is saving up resources for Castle. It seems he's making scouts, so he's going. I think he's going to go Castle and also go ahead and go. Oh my gosh.
We can't let Wham pro scouts and not pro scouts as well. You're Shushi, that would be embarrassing, you know?
I mean, it's so odd to think that the pro scouts are coming out when he's got fishing, when he's got other food, but if. Did he just cancel? Or did it finish? Am I crazy?
You already had it. I think that was survival techniques, no?
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's already got 6 scouts, right? I'd assume he's been dragging the goodies home. Or this is a crazy misclick.
He's been trying to make horsemen, making scouts. You know, it happens.
Yeah. But hey, you know, just in case, like, these are very good at killing boats, remember?
And there it is. Mid-deer pack secured for himself, and Anatand's food economy is just going to be feeling great. And Castle Age coming triple barracks.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, just a few palace guards that'll be able to come across the map.
You know, this is kind of like when you watch when there's very violent movies where the guy gets set on fire and then he gets shot like 15 times. And then he gets like booted around by a bull. And then he gets trampled by a stampede of zebra. And then he gets shot again. And then he gets thrown off a building. And then finally the doctor comes over and checks his pulse. It's starting to feel like one of those type of situations.
3 palace guards immediately in queue.
Have I cast a curse hard enough?
On the way. I mean, there's been a few caster curses today, not too many, but this is one that I feel pretty confident that Anatand has this one secured as well.
And then he got shot again just to make sure. And then a dentist took his teeth out. Okay, I think I'm done. I mean, it's just, in fairness, Ghazi, like, not terrible against Palace Guard, but there's a certain little tech coming in from Anatand that is just so brutal to deal with. It's the regional inspection. You just birth so many troops.
And now Wham's like, oh, I got to start denying this deer pull, or maybe even going to try to deny a relic. But as he moves his army over to the west coast, there goes his fishing on the east.
So weird to just see horsemen out raiding Ghazi, you know? There's something wrong. But Wham! I mean, you know, here's the thing.
He's not far behind in Castle.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, I have to remember that earlier today I said if there's any Civ that can pull off the BS ones that you look at and say, that shouldn't work anymore. Delhi is the one, and we've seen them do that once today already. Against a Chinese Civ. We might see it again.
Guards just get spotted out. Demo ship. Okay. Not quite the perfect connection, but I like the play. and the Palace Guards are happy to take fights against the Spears. More fishing denied yet again.
He doesn't need those, though. They just slowed him down.
Scholars starting to be smacked around. No sacred sites for Delhi at 14 minutes. Always feels like you're doing something right.
Why does Anatand have men-at-arms?
I think that's how the upgrade look. I don't know. It once an upgrade came through, they started to look different. I noticed it in Q. They were still looking like Palace Guards until the upgrade came through, and now they're men-at-arms. It's okay.
Well, you know, we were talking earlier about how Palace Guard can sometimes just feel bad. Worse men-at-arms. Well, here you go. You got men-at-arms. But their sword is longer? It looks longer.
It does look like... I mean... So, the tech comes through for Wham as a group of, we'll call it 15 Palace Guards, are knocking on the doorstep. He needs to mass up units and mass up units
Elephant.
quick.
Elephant. No, he hasn't got an elephant. I mean, an elephant would unironically solve this. But Wham's trusting the Lancers.
And a few of the Palace Guards split off to delay the military.
That's a good
the
start.
other Palace Guards go into the economy. We're seeing the wood line start to get focused in. Villagers running all over the place.
Crossbows queued up by Anno now as well. So, like, I mean, he's got the right idea. Because, like, I would be thinking, if one elephant comes out right now, if two elephants, so, like, and it does deal with the Lancers as well. Yeah, they're doing a good job.
Anatand's been splitting up a lot of the military. I feel like he can't really decide exactly what he wants to do.
He can't find the economy. But that's the problem, right? Like, you're fishing for eco kills and they're fishing for you. Oh, dude, it's so annoying when they do this. Just the drift pass. Like, I could have sworn I was blocking you guys. Just quick repair, hop inside. Pro Scouts bringing the goodies back. But he doesn't want to hang here anymore. Man, wow, are you kidding me? Anno.
Damn, what a hold. That was unbelievable.
Okay, so you know, I've realized the problem here. We should have shot the body and burnt it at least twice more.
But here we go. Anatand's still at double the food per minute, double the gold per minute with all this idle time he's been causing. But he had to sacrifice quite a few Palace Guards to do so. Has made the crossbow swap behind it. And you talked about the 300% supervision that now all of a sudden there's 10 crossbows out on the field.
Just need to get them in position, right? Because like so far it's been, let's send in melee units with no one to actually trade efficiently. We'll just get cutted. Now with crossbows, you can at least kind of leverage an advantage, take out the injured. You need to be careful these type of dives though. And man, it's just like that puppy paw game. They love utilizing these houses as garrison points, right? Like took priority over mahouts. I think home blades was the only thing he cared about more. Now, how do you kill workers?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have enough melee to start burning down the houses or at least sniping the workers on the way.
I think Anatand's mindset is like, Lancers are the normal idea, right? But like Lancers here, your opponent can build spears. The other thing is like, if you build Lancers, he can build War Elephants. And then also, because you build Lancers, you can't afford to go crossbows. Whereas if you go Palace Guard, you can transition crossbows sooner because of the cost efficiency, right? Like it's
scared
it's not
for
terrible
Anatand's
idea.
gold right here. He doesn't have any walls. Wham has 9 Lancers. I think that's what's moving. I can't tell if it's Ghazi or Lancers moving across the eastern side. I think Anatand's gold's about to get hit and hit hard.
They're creeping in. Gonna be a reveal. I know. Good reaction time, but still gonna lose a few.
And this
Dive
is
on the upside,
the moves you need to make to start to stabilize this. If you look at overall economy numbers, it's not as tilted as what you'd be, you know, expecting at this point in the game for the positioning we saw earlier.
Is Delhi just heading for like, are they 100% win rate today?
I mean, the thing is, more time that happens for Wham, all of those techs, all of those upgrades are coming through. Yeah, he doesn't have 14 scholars like Puppy Paw had earlier, but it's still one. He's got 4 in Q. He's starting to stabilize, it feels like, just a little bit.
I mean, this is kind of wild, actually. I think the only time Delhi have lost in the playoffs so far was Marine Lord versus Puppy Paw. They've been played 2 other times. There was here's the Anatand versus Lucifron. Sorry, no, Puppy Paw versus Louis. Then we obviously had the Vortex versus Puppy Paw. So little bit of a pattern here. Delhi looking pretty good in the deeper phases. Because this looks like a pretty decent position compared to where it was like 3 minutes ago.
It's just the amount of resources Delhi gets to save during Castle Age without having to worry about techs. And look at Anatand's upgrades that he has. Blacksmith techs, non-existent.
Yeah, which is rare for Shushi. They're usually the aggressor on blacksmith timings due to how quick they get them. Good starve out there. Anatand to remove some of the food sources. His army is still bigger. Direct fight should favor him.
30 crossbows. He needs to just be able to take a fight. The problem is again, immobile army. If he continues to push too far forward, these Lancer raids, the Ghazi raids, can add up and keep adding up quickly. And that's exactly what Wham's doing to keep Anatand's army at bay, keep Anatand's army at home.
It's just our problem is for Anno is like cavalry versus infantry, right? Like if you could fully wall, which is not easy in Cloudguard, you can move up. It's so much easier said than done. We have got a siege workshop coming in there, so maybe to some trebs to give himself a wing con without having to dive, because it felt like this was all good until we got that dive, and then it's been downhill.
Villagers.
What? Wait, but the crossbows mostly are just here. The palace got to pull really far away. Look, yeah, they're coming in now.
Villagers pulling the shivs back. They're just Anatand's going for full fight here.
Nah, this is gonna get chalked. I know. He's down by 7 workers. Pulls away now. It's the Ghazi littered in. It's making the crossbows' lives so hard in this exchange. And Anatand. And a huge disadvantage now.
How curse did you have earlier? This is wild.
Okay, so on top of that, they may needed to throw him off the building again and probably needed a train to run over him. Then he would have been dead.
More raids coming in, and Anatand, he is just not able to stay alive at this point. Late reaction to this raid. 7, 8 more villagers go down. This is just getting turned completely upside down.
No elephants required either. Like, that's the other thing about this. I mean, wow. From the position he was in.
He doesn't have it.
I can't believe this. I know. It looked like he had him bent over a barrel. He played this perfectly. He got everything he wanted. But Wham says no. What is it with these Canadians and their Delhi?
It's crazy. Just now getting the sabers for all of the Lancers, the one Lancer he has out, but even still, gold fully denied. I'm pretty sure Anatand's running lower on gold. It seemed like he was really trying to secure up that location, start gathering that gold, and crossbows into Ghazis, not a fun fight, especially with some Springalds helping out there.
Yeah, so I think what you know, like, I mean, he's pretty done now, right? Like, you know, in those movies when you have that moment where, like, it's a little bit overkill, you didn't even do that to him. So this is like when you have your arms cut off, and then you get this is sparred into a well, but then they, like, after they do that, they go down, they pick your body, they bring it back up, they throw it off a cliff, and then they behead you, and there you go. He's definitely dead. We even shot it 5 times to make sure. What the hell is with these NA boys and their Delhi?
I mean, I feel like if you're doing those base dives, especially with palace guards that are pseudo men-at-arms, you gotta have ranged armor. You gotta have some of these upgrades through, and Anatand didn't bother with any blacksmith upgrades the whole entire game, it felt like.
And then there's like this moment where like there's just 2 big robots fighting each other, and then just a giant chainsaw groin opens up and then kills you. And that was when we knew the Delhi won. Sorry, I'm just going through old films in my brain now because Delhi is frying me today. This Civ just keeps exceeding expectations.
Indeed it does. And I mean, the Ghazi Raiders traded into the Palace Guard so much better, especially when Anatand was splitting the military, trying to, you know, send 4 Palace Guards over here, send 5 over there, and Wham was able to just slowly pick off group after group after group and just really just stayed strong, stayed steady, and you know, didn't get worried about the potential bad position that it seemed like he was in.
Oh man, what a position now. Wham with Lancaster. He could end this in 4. It's a very realistic possibility. Ottoman's not a bad pick necessarily, but you've heard it from the Spaniards today. You've heard it from plenty of players, right? Lancaster's just that good. That potent, that ridiculous of a Civ.
Yeah, and then Frisian Marshes, we will see this comes into play. You can see the shivs getting pulled out here on the replay, and this is kind of the point where we just knew it was all over. Again, Anatan did have a decent amount of military. It definitely was not all here during that fight, and there were more villagers than military there.
Yeah, it's something to behold, man. And I don't know. I still don't think that. I think I'd be curious if we interview Wow. I'm gonna ask him. Like, was the expectation Mongols there? Because I've seen him do Mongols Delhi before, and it's like, oh damn, that's pretty cool. But like Shushi in theory should be like pretty rough. Made it. They didn't make the start look good, but I don't know. Like, do you put that more in like Anno's strategy at the start of Castle, or is it just that good from Wham? Right? Because like the Palace Guard should have done better. You felt like, right?
I mean, I do think that the Palace Guards is a bait. It just they need more upgrades. They need more things to make them more useful. And the Ghazi, I think it was obviously Wham played exceptionally well once that Castle Age did come through, but I feel like there was a little bit of oversight maybe with the upgrades from Anotand and maybe the unit choice as well.
Yeah, I see where you come from. Yeah, it's like, I think it was very good from Wham the way he hit his economy as well. Like you talked about Anotand splitting up, and that's what killed him. But he needed to split up because he didn't know where the hell he was going, right? So it's a tricky one always. But I mean, it could be over here. It could end up Holy Island to resolve this. And I mean, we'll still have some volatility there. But like, I think this is the boogeyman for Anotand. This is where he didn't want to end up. The Lancaster pick. It's where it gets weird. It's where it doesn't feel wonderful. This Lord's build has become the most frustrating build, I think, for pros to deal with.
It is definitely up there, but we saw Marine Lord deal with it in a solid way earlier. You heard him kind of talking about it too, where he felt like that it was really Wham's game to lose rather than his to win. And obviously a few mistakes were made, but that was again one where Marine Lord played that exceptionally well. Garrison in the TC, able to snipe out the Lords here and there. But enough of that. It is the game decider here. Wham trying to take the series, send Anotand on home. And Anotand, he wants to extend this one to 5. And if the previous series have told us anything between them, this game could definitely go the distance.
No, definitely. But, you know, you mentioned Marine Lord saying that he was able to resolve the Lancaster. He did also say that it was because of the Holy Island pick, right, that made it different. He thought if he was on a land map, he was cooked. Now, there is a little bit of water here, but it's not quite the Holy Island extent, right? And Lancaster are the biggest bully in the playground at the moment, it feels like. Anotand, lover of Ottomans. I don't want to say a full specialist. I think there's maybe one or two players that more embody it, but he's played it bloody well. He's one of the leaders when it came to transitioning to these Imam meta comp timings around feudal. So if anyone can get it done, he's definitely one amongst the 5 that I'd list for it.
Yeah, I still remember there was a wild time where Anotand just said, forget military schools. He would just be going even to like Imperial Age and still have 0 military schools. And you're like, isn't that one of the main things of the Civ? And he's like, it's not what I need. Who cares about the military schools? Obviously, not the case here. He does drop the early one. We'll go ahead and get units producing for free for, foreseeable future here.
Mm-hmm. And, fishing might be on the agenda for Ottos. I wouldn't... But the weird thing is, like, you don't want to rush it because Lancaster's very good at getting spearmen out if they see an opportunity, right? In fact, you can even see, like, Anno prioritizing the gold so early just because of the paranoia of it. But we can see it's no aggro. Wham doesn't waste time on it. Abbey of Kings to come through straight away. Pumping up Lords just straight away is pretty nice here. Especially considering there's a few spearmen to easily batter down.
And Anotand all onto the food now because he got the gold like you mentioned. Wham going ahead, moving on over to the stone. Not too surprised to see some banners coming soon.
Yeah, and after that, I mean, options on the table, right? Just spear spam Hobbler. Like, spear Hobbler just works really well for Lancaster. All the time, though, you can see, even though they could win with spear Hobbler, every single Lancaster player is like, when can I have the yeoman? And it's crazily dangerous in some ways because of how expensive they are, but then you realize it doesn't feel dangerous because of how easily they get out of harm's way.
That first spear from Anotand has come across. Villagers move back a little bit, but they say, oh, wait, we got little short bows here. You're not that scary.
Please
There
keep
we go.
hesitating to go in. It makes it better for us.
Yeah, now the spear's all of a sudden at a quarter health. Oh, he's thinking about it again.
He's like, yeah, if you just keep running away and then coming back in, it's even better because then we shoot, and then instead of waiting for reload, we just gather. Yeah. They're very good at just changing a hammer into a bow. It's quite the skill, actually.
Maybe they're just throwing the hammer and the game just isn't...
Need little Mjolnirs, you know?
They got a bunch of hammers. They're ready to throw.
That's what we need. We actually need, like, we just need a Swedish Civ that throws little mini Mjolnir hammers. And you get an ability in Age 4 called Gleipnir, where it gets a little bit of AoE spread.
Okay. And first banner on the way.
Well, manners maketh the man, or more often the Lord in this situation. First one should be coming out shortly.
Villager moving out and scouted by Wham, so he knows that Anatand probably going out to build a dock onto that water.
Yeah, but it's been scouted already and a Lord just spawned. So, probably building one dock and then going home. That's pretty much all you should get away with here. Yeah. I think he thought this was subtle, right? Like, he knows some pressure's going to be coming, so if he snuck out unnoticed, your opponent's probably camping the first, not checking the secondary. But now knowing this, perfect response. Yeah, the spear, sure, but Hobbler raiding, right? Just move dock to dock. Benny Hills activates, and the Hobbler spam is like crazy when you think about it. Because torch damage in particular, it's not a cost-based thing, it's per unit, right? And you could pay 80 resources to get a torch, or you could pay 90 to get the movement speed as well. That's a pretty good deal.
Sure enough, now Anatand dropping a stables of his own, blacksmith as well to pump up the production here a little bit. But Wham just sitting comfy at home. He's going to be the one to start putting on that little bit of aggression. I believe that villager's heading home with the spear group. He is getting a nice escort on home after finishing the dock.
Yeah, good lad. And I mean, it's very weird when I've watched this matchup. Like, Sipahi should just beat Hobbler, and in theory, yes, but it's the mana scaling. Like, it comes in a lot cleaner than military schools at first. It's not impossible for Ottomans to win this matchup, by the way. Like, with Meta plus Sipahi, you can completely obliterate Hobbler. It all comes down to the position and timing. These lords already being a bit of a nuisance.
Second lord arrives, though. Still looks like...
Imam time?
There we go. Deciding to take the fight. Anatand's probably just going to try to pull back those lower health units and go back to those imams like you just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, there's no yeoman. Right, like, and this is the interesting thing for Anatand is he can force his opponent to yeoman in a rush, and then catch him the Sipahi. So keep an eye out for that. Like, if Wham takes the bait here, so tricky to not now lose these lords because Sipahi are actually pretty good at penetrating with the 12 base.
Yep. And speaking of, first lord does end up going down. And we kind of saw this from Wham earlier, where the first two lords, he kind of was just a little bit, you know, overly aggressive with it. Anatand reacting in the correct way, has those imams now out, able to heal on up, and Wham needs to kind of regroup this again. Yeah,
this strategy of the Lords or Lancaster is really interesting. Is that, you know, if you guys remember when Abbey of Kings Horseman was first done by Mr. with English years ago, it looked really cool, but like the problem loads of players ran into is like the concept of like taking the Horseman home and healing whatever is cool, but it feels very wasteful on time. But the difference here is because the Hobbler are so cheap, you get so many of them, you get to the double group point much quicker. So you can cycle them in like, oh, these guys are injured, take them home, bring the new ones in. Feels a lot better than trying to do it with English.
Wham's starting to pump up that spearman number himself too after seeing that Sipahi mass, and Anatand already a step ahead with archers in queue as well.
Yeah, so healthy comp overall. In Wham, he's got the 3 manas. I don't think he can afford to kind of cap out on more greed. He needs a win in a fight. He's already taking risks, actually, with the deer gathering on the south side of his base.
Speaking of that deer gathering, look, oh, Anatand, he thought about heading that way.
A little bit suspicious. He's like, I'll just sit here forever, right?
Villagers jump inside the outpost. Spears have been scouted out by Anatand now, although he already was starting to pump archers anyways, and both players like trying to find some sort of damage, trying to find some sort of annoyance, and oh my gosh, more importantly, the imams.
Good reaction. Yeah. The imam's the one you're worried about there. It's a good read. Dodges the death there. And a yeoman switch now prepped. Wham, already producing the first one. And Yo's nice to scale into. It's that type of unit. Getting up to 30 has that impact.
Oh,
goes straight up the workers.
Taking that fight. Even with the imams there, going for more worker kills. Losing a few to the spears, though, and not just a few, it looks like.
Yeah, he gets the one kill, but definitely a little bit costly to do so. That's going to leave you kind of weak on the melee line, which then slows down that switch over to yeoman, as you'll feel like you need more melee to feel safe.
Yeah, it's four or so units that were just dive. You could see the destroyed value quite tilted over on the side, and I want to say Anotand just moved down with the scout a little bit. Might have gotten some extra vision and knowledge. I don't know if he spotted the deer yet, though.
And game's gone weird now, right? Like, you'd see the way in that Wham could be oppressive Lancaster, but now it gets a bit shaky. You know, the Sipahi mass, it's always the thing you got your eyes on. And I think if I had to choose a Civ that's been going up in win rate the most, or looking better as the weeks have been going on, Ottomans probably are the best one. Like Lancaster alongside it because of the Lord's build. But Ottoman's route of improvement has impressed me. Like, you know, go back half a year, people maybe consider this like a B tier Civ. Solid A now. And Anno's showing you why with the Sipahi mass.
Second Vizier point just finished up for Anotand. I believe, did he just choose the sheep? I believe that is what he chose. I wasn't 100% there.
Most probable if he wants to keep the spy spam going.
Yeah, looks like he's got plenty of sheep down there.
He's still down now on the way, so I'm just really starting to lean into that yeoman mass as his win con.
And they're both kind of just trying to posture mid-map, trying to find some sort of damage, but both players reacting quite well. Not enough room into the outpost for all of those villagers, so let's see if Anotand's able to pick up one or two here, or if the military from Wham's close enough, and sure enough, vision is king here, so he is able to move that military right in time.
Yeah, a little bit dicey as well. Like, you know, this type of force could burn down a tower, so he needs to be close because he doesn't have a wheelbarrow to try and run away fully. Well, I know. Is there a world in which he just triggers castle? He's sitting on so much food right now.
I feel like that might be his play, might be the thought process. Depends if he's... Oh yeah, 15 villagers just went out to gold. That's gotta be his thought here now.
It makes sense. Like, he would have just seen the Vortex Puppy Paw game. And, you know, you kind of feel like the supply dive looked like it should have sealed it, but it didn't finish the game. And that's usually an issue on this map. Like, I've seen it multiple times. Ottomans actually often has this problem against, just like, Malians, Byzantines, another often one. They get that dive in, they build a lead, but they can't finish the game. The player doesn't GG out, and the castle age takes over. So, doesn't want to be caught in that positioning. Instead, we'll just try to get ahead and take the easy veterancies.
Him going towards those villagers that were on the deer. He did spot it out earlier, but the outpost, you know, deterred him away with a smaller mass. Thought he could double down with the bigger Sipahi mass, but again, Wham, seeing this, reacts quickly with the army. He's trying to do some damage himself. I believe he now knows that Age Up should be coming through with that many villagers on gold, and it is the MIA choice.
Yeah, and Wham... with only 3 manas, I don't know if King's College is that appetizing. You're probably worried about the Sipahi mass as well, so wouldn't blame him for a white tower. Makes you feel safe. And there you go, it's coming in.
Back white tower.
Yeah, well, he's been tapping the Fort Gold a lot, right? So, and I guess like there's a little farm area set up behind that if you ever need that down the line.
Yeah. So, both of these players, we didn't see, compared to the other games, we didn't really see any action. You know, they postured, they made military, they just kind of postured back and forth, but now, Castle Age is really when this should start to open up.
Yeah, it's like you kind of look at each other like, I'm going to kill, oh, okay, we're both just building army. Let's just, let's leave. I mean, Lords is very much like a tempo-based thing. You snowball into this really strong position to be ahead, but you never got there, and it's the correct call. Like, you know, we said Anatand, Sipahi, very strong, but losing them would just end the game. And Wham doesn't want to be out in the mid-map against that many cavalry anyway, so safety first.
Starting to see what upgrades are chosen here from these players. Obviously, veterancy, biggest priority here first for the big units and masses that you do have.
What does Wham want out of this now? You know, because it's not your typical white tower build where it's like, let's choose Volsguard. That doesn't really work here. More Yeoman, but you get up against Sipahi. That doesn't sound great. Probably just mana spam?
That could be a choice. I mean, it's crazy how just dead even it seems there are numbers. Just both players can just continuing to produce over here, but haven't been able to find any damage. First relic snagged, second Imam kind of being escorted as well. Doc trying to be burnt, but I feel like at this point, like how much fish is actually left in there? It can't be much, right?
I'd say like maybe 500 at least, right? Yeah, there you go, well over 500. So, but just shy of 900 food. So not a bad denial. Also another nice find here.
Imams.
Yeah, just more or less cutting the army, right? Like, Anno spread a bit wide. He reacted to that raid. Didn't stop them, right? We stopped them from burning, but didn't kill them. Just a slight lead there for Wham. And reminder, you know, this percentile scaling the Lords give is even better in Castle Age if you think about it. Your health pools are getting bigger, so the advantage is getting bigger.
And spears are here, even though Wham's just kind of holding them on the backside, keeping those Sipahi hostage. You know, too scared to dive in. And as I say that, they go for the dive. Lords tank up the first initial spot, and they are so tanky. You can see that here now. Spears able to connect onto the Sipahi too. Anotand just choosing to take the fight, and this fight, I don't know if it's one that goes fully Anotand's way here.
No, like his archer count's way too low. The spearman not being cleared quick enough. There's a veteran spearman, remember. He has to bail on it. And now even the Hovelar showing up for the party. Now, Wham maybe want to slow down a little bit just because that spear line is thinning and the emplacements will finish him off. He realizes the mistake there. Does back up, but denies another relic in the process. Just needs to get a few more spears here. And you're very comfortable to just hang around. The Sipahi not allowing it.
Relics in now.
I know, just a hard commit. But it's the tankiness, man. Like, the Sipahi feel great, sure. But the Spearman, the Hovelar, it's just too much raw HP. And he's desperate to hold on to this gold.
Yeah, he needs this gold bad. There's still a healthy Sipahi mass, and that spear count, it was thinned out, but there is definitely quite a bit rallying up front and forward. Wham's still in that military lead, and obviously has some extra benefits behind it.
Yeah, kind of a rough one for Anno. You know, it just doesn't... It's usually Sipahi is just all you need to win when it's the long feudal, but then you go castle and, like, unit diversity begins to matter a bit more. Just Wham, just getting great value out of that fight. Yeah, he lost a few yeomen here or there, but in a pretty cozy position. I wonder if he's just considering of going for the next level manas here. Holding a lot of gold, though.
1,200 gold sitting in the bank.
I mean, you wouldn't just rush Imperial, right? Nah.
Sure
right?
not.
Nah. I mean, with 3 manas?
Moving forward onto the berries. He's still on those deer at home. He's onto the shoreline fish. He's got 35 on food, so quite a bit of food income, and there is nothing in queue.
He's rushing Imperial. It's just like, I wouldn't have expected it straight. I would have thought he would just like calculate it and go like, yeah, manas are worth it now. It's like he wants the spear spam, right, with Wingard. Damn.
Well, Anotand, though, he, you know, after losing that fight, you can't just all of a sudden run across the map. You got to keep producing, got to keep making more military to respect your opponent, because if Wham was producing here, he could just get run over in a little bit. But as we know, we have the God vision, we have the knowledge. Only 1 relic secured at this point, too, for Anotand. That's got to feel really good for Wham, obviously, with the double Imams. I
mean, he's going to get 2 more, but it's like, when you watch this back, you just like facepalm like, oh, they could have just had them. He walked all the way home, right? But he's been so paranoid after that dodgy fight that looked like it could have snowballed into a game loss. He didn't even want to step up, right? Too risky. But here we go. Wingard now coming through, 16 working on it. Less than a minute to get up on the age. And he's probably starting to feel that it's a bit suspicious. Like, why have I just got 2 relics for free? What is going on?
And I mean, not only that, if you look at the numbers, the pure numbers too, it's not like Anatan, or it's not like Wham is like that far behind in military numbers. Greeting for this Imperial Age has static defenses to protect himself in the south side with the White Tower. And then now Wingard, that's going to be scary here for Anatan to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you're out of position. Because he can just like pump out the first group of the retinue, right? Get the Garrison Command rather, and there it is. Like this is the thing that just breaks it really with Lancaster. Getting 8 spearmen and 1 Earl's Guard for 450 resources every 30 seconds. That's over a 50% discount, and the production ramp up is crazy.
Yep, so while it feels like Wham's behind here for a little bit, he will be able to start equalizing rather quickly. Needs to pull back off of that shoreline fish though. Another pause. Yeah,
he's once again taking that toilet break. Just give him 10 seconds.
Yeah, quick one. He pulled the bottle out under his table.
No. Remember, we're aiming for the different room.
Ah, yes, of course.
Well, actually, like, if you use the bottle but then slam dunk it into the toilet, does it count?
You can look at it either way here, but resume game as we see it now. The Sipahi. 31 of them. Will we be able to see them actually do it? This is just the problem when you're trying to dive an English base or a House of Lancaster base. Like, there's a White Tower, so I think the best damage you could do is that northern side berries where the Wingard is as well. Maybe try to take down the Wingard, but at that point, you give time for Wham to stabilize.
So you remember last time, like, we burnt the body, we shot the body, then it didn't die. Turns out, actually, it's much simpler to kill someone. You just need a lot of spearmen. Right? Just repetitive stabbing tends to kill people quite reliably. Someone who lives in the UK and has traveled to London a lot, I should have known this. Can he get enough stabbers, though? He's up to 32 spearmen already.
He did sneak out onto the southern side shoreline fish, but I believe Anatand has a unit down there and is pushing Wham right back on away. Yep, Sipahi was already there. And Anatan sending Vils that way to build some outposts.
More spy coming, but there's spearmen, right? Like, so he'll be able to protect most. Will be -2. Good reactions overall. I know, not seeing a dive into the main off the back of this. I mean, it's the White Tower, right? You can't just sneak in the back. Makes it difficult.
Does have quite a few Springolds for himself, though, as well. 5 Springolds, about to be 6 Springolds for this fight.
Yeah, pretty good solution for the mass spears, but the Yeoman's threatening there. He's got Sync Shot, remember? And he's also, going Elite? Isn't that Hobbler? I think that's Hobbler, not Yeoman. No, Fetch Receiver Hobbler coming through. Yeah. Interesting.
Springolds? Not the old counter siege unit they used to be. Instead, the counter infantry over there.
The Yeomen feel really good at sniping those out, is the thing. Look at this guy, Leonidas. Okay, maybe a bit outnumbered. Well, I killed one. Woof. Chase me, idiots. Chase me.
Sacred Sites fully secured for Anatand. He's getting his 4th relic in, so quite a bit of passive gold income for himself. Looks like he's starting to kind of build up that resource mass. As I say that, few more come into queue.
You just got Scooters kicking in, though, which is really important. Like, this is the stage where you run out of gold in the corner, so they come in clutch here, right? It's this thing that's going to stop him from transitioning other units. The Elite Techs are so expensive.
Yep, forced off of that gold with the mass.
Wingard, nice.
Respecting it, and another one. And this is what I was talking about. I think the Wingard was the best focus here for Anatan to take down. Sipahi trying to burn it. Wingard already at half health.
Sprints moving
forward. Oh, and one immediately gets taken out.
Yeah, that's the Yeoman. They're creeping on the side unnoticed.
He gets taken out.
He goes back in for the burn. Oh, I should just try to hold the whole army back. As the Wingard goes down, he feels happy, right? That's the thing that's going to allow Wham to catch up here. It needs to go. Burn complete. No villagers being pulled right now. The Lords have arrived to give that buff of health. They are elite spearmen, but they are heavily outnumbered. Anotand is slaying the dragon.
100 units for Anatand, 29 military for Wham. Just not able to keep up with this Ottoman production. Now that Wingard's down, there's no extra production that can come out. Food income has been absolutely crushed. Anatand is feeling very, very confident after that push. He takes down the wind guard and just kind of resets, falls back away for a little bit of time.
Think back to the point that Anatand was in when he had just a Sipahi defending his base. Think back to where Wham was at there. How did we get here, right? I mean, it's the Imperial choice, right? When we think back, yes, Imperial's great. Wingard's very strong, but it was so much time for it to get unlocked, right? Like, Anno.
Oh no, look at the gold.
Oh, God. Again, I don't think he's
Not
activated
as much damage
forces.
as what could have been, but it's still a lot of idle time. He knows Wham's hurting on the gold now. That means what units can Wham actually make without any gold? Or not any gold,
tries to
but,
repair
a minimal amount of gold.
He's never going to leave this now. It's like obvious. It's the only thing that lets Wham get back in this right now.
Just burn the landmarks.
I think we might be
White
there.
Tower's not being burnt.
If the server doesn't burn first. Look at that. We can't have Lancaster losing. They might get buffed. So if we just pause the game for eternity.
At least the UI's updating. We can see the idle time from Wham. 15 idle vills. 120 units for Anatand now. Anatand is max population here now. And he's halfway to Imperial Age.
I think this is one of those challenges where you have to predict what happens next.
Game is dying. Oh, game is dead.
All right, what happens next? They're still in.
Yeah.
So,
that was not a player crash.
No, that was an observer crash. Oops. Well, we have to balance it out after the remake earlier today. So apologies, folks. We'll get that booted back up ASAP and get rushed through. Don't want to miss the outcome of that. It might be a game number 5. Shout out to the crash there. That is great at the end of 7 hours where I'm really hungry. But wait, did you hear I don't know
I
what
heard
that
something.
was.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that
Was that Cal just hold a microphone out of his window? I swear I heard a duck flying by.
All right. Sounds like we're ready. We're going to get back on in.
Let's go.
Oh, look at that.
See, it's like it never didn't happen. I think that's what I was looking for. But this is happening. It is going to be a game 5. How do you do this now, Wham? He's got 6 yeomen for elite. And now we can be game 5.
I love the pause sign here. It's like he's got a whole military mass in his base. He's got villagers just getting absolutely slaughtered.
He's like, give me a moment, tack pause. How do I get out of this? Maybe if I just focus on going south, but then I'll run out of landmarks. Oh, the choices. All right. Apologies, folks. We're doing a little bit of an awareness week for what would be like if you couldn't hear anything. But we should get that fixed for game 5 or maybe even sooner. But now, suck it up. You just have to listen to our voices. We'll have to talk more to fill the gaps.
Oh gosh, I don't know if that's actually what they want though.
All right, just maybe we make the noises.
Maybe Phil's first series of the day, but towards the end, it's a little bit different here.
Instead, we just make the noises that the units are making,
All right, I'll let you do that one.
Like spring was like a wooden wheel.
Well,
rolls,
another bit of pause here.
And then every archer's... I'm going to need you to help with that one. There's a lot of archers. And then, horsemen is easy. There you go. Anything I'm missing? I think we've got all the animals.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Good, because if I have to do a fish, I'm going to have...
One.
I swear to God, if I have to do a fish, I'm going to have to pour water on my desk and slap it, and I'm not going that far.
Oh, need a little bit of speed up, a little bit of catch up here. I do feel
what
like
happens next?
At this point, it is just the beginning of the end. We see the
He's going
Istanbul
observatory.
Yeah, it's honestly, if I'm Wham at that point, if I were any other Civ, he's probably thrown it away. Maybe he feels like there's a chance because he's House of Lancaster, but we see the true story. Anatand's max pop with more than enough resources in queue. He'll easily be able to get all the techs he wants as well here. sending some more out of the gold. He is not denied on the gold and has the passive gold income with the relics and sacred sites.
I mean, Wham's almost got 9 manas and farms, right? It's pretty bad, but it's not. You can see the way. It's not a very believable way, but you can see the way, you know?
Ooh, this is a big raid here.
Yeah, look at this. You know what this is? So this, like, now you guys at home who can't hear the game, like, you're experiencing what those Lancastrian villages are right now. They've gone deaf from the intensity of that drumming.
Oh, you know, did you emulate the drummer boys over there yet? All right, there we go. Good enough there.
I feel like you gotta have like a chant as well, you know, really get the guys going.
Oh, thank God this game wasn't Mongols, and we'd have to hear KP try to throat sing.
Just let me take this giant bottle and cramp my throat and then try to say things. I think that should replicate what we're looking for. But whoa, there we go. We can see that someone is already on Steam. Anyway, this is tricky because of the White Tower still. It shouldn't be an army this big, but you just don't want to risk it. Especially when it's Lancaster. Like, this is Demon Civ, man. Look at the military count.
Yeah, it felt like Wham had no chance of, like, remassing up to get close to equalizing Anotand. And he's
we're hearing things.
I heard a little bit.
Sing shot. Oh, that was more than expected. And this is going to put the pressure on.
Like, oh, Anotand still has 100 and something units. Farm's starting to be denied.
Yeah, but it's the White Tower now. And look at what's on the way. Incendiaries coming in. That Yeoman Mass could actually just win this game. No cap. It's disgusting sometimes in these situations. He needs siege. He needs it now.
No. There's one thing you're missing. We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds until Wham has to move out.
But you know what that is? You know what I just heard you say there? Enough time for 4 more sync shots. Also, you say 3 minutes 45. With the amount of pauses, it's actually more like 8 minutes. So we got time.
Springel's taking a couple pot shots there. Trying to keep the units not up to top and healthy as they can be.
This incendiary, though. Like, the Springel's going to be in trouble. Archer's in trouble. Please just toggle ranged armor right now just to be safe for a little bit more. Here we go. Wind it up. Ready for the dunk. He's in it. He's waiting for the settle. The moment where you're like, I'm safe. Oh. And there's the incendiary now. That's the awkward reveal. And the sync shot!
Oh my God!
Nah, I mean, he's not bad. He needs another one of those, though. So he needs to start back, wait for the reset. But it's starting to work, right? Goes for the meta snipes. Trying to move that armor. Oh, wow. It's just so many yeomen.
Where's the front line now?
It's a thin line of Oldsguard. It's not going to last much longer than this. Anatand, he just doesn't care. A-click mode. Make some drum noises.
Still getting that piercing damage, and at first it looked okay for Wham, but now 45 units left, no front line anymore. Sapahi still holding strong, 35 and counting.
He needed more time, right? Like, if it was with the Sacred Site, I think he slow rolls that a bit more and just uses more sync shots, but props to him. Anatan understood the win con to get him to this point, and now he says, hey, Burn and Arrow sounds pretty good. Let me get some of those.
It has 1,500 more gold in the bank to gather some more upgrades if need be.
Ringing the bell. Not far off now. I mean, I'm seeing range damage free now. It feels like the type of thing you wanted before that happened. But he's going to have one last hurrah at it.
He's getting the wind guard re-prepped and ready.
We're ready, boys. We can get one group out of this. It also costs a lot of wood to repair. But hold my beer. We're occasionally getting volume here, but you know that's why we have to fill in the gaps now.
I couldn't tell if that was a great bombard or a cannon emplacement outpost.
Are you sure you couldn't tell if that was the game or me because my immersive sounds are that good?
Oh, they get that too, of course. I can't even tell what it was. I don't see an outpost there, so yeah, we're gonna go with a great bombard somewhere.
Here's the one great.
Actually, no, I think it's in the stealth. I think it's in the stealth forest, just a little bit further north.
Well, Silk Bowstrings coming through for Anatan is going to make this awkward for Wham.
Yeah, it is.
And
okay.
There we go. Oh god, no! Please don't burn that. No, no, sir, please. Oh, this is good. Now we can't hear the sound of death. Archer's coming over. The spearman. Sink shot! It's a decent one. It's even the military, but the siege is still the backbreaker. They're just not here yet. They're slow to arrive. The clock is low, though. 30 seconds left.
Line getting cleared up quick. Spears were a little bit late to arrive. There's another group on the backside.
Springle's being sniped.
Still sitting. They're healthy. They're still a great bombard, though. And you blink, and Wham's down to 20 military. I think we finally get to call this. Hopefully, next game we will get the situation figured out.
Is it over? I can't hear the victory noise. All right, GG, cool. It is going to be a game number 5. Look at that. The night that just keeps on going. Just like a standard night on a Sunday for me. 7 hours in, too many drinks in. I can't even hear anymore. But we'll get that fixed, folks. Apologies again for that. That means we've got time to fix it. You know, like that's the thing. You avoid the awkward. Well, that was the final game. It will now get a little bit awkward, though, from a drafting perspective, because this Lancaster pick was meant to be the ahaha, got you now. And now, Anatan might be the one saying that, because there's one map remaining, and this man's becoming quite the beast when it comes to water affairs. Holy Island to decide it.
And you can see how big of a military lead Anatan had, but he had to just be so delicate. Everyone knows how scary it is to actually dive House of Lancaster, English, or whoever you want to call it, but it is just one that he had to be delicate, had to play it safe, and the sacred site was the way that he did that. Forced House of Lancasters to move out rather than dive under, you know, the White Tower and the defensive base that he had set up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the boogeyman to beat. And we said what was left was HRE Ibids for Wham. Anatan has the Order of the Dragon or the Mongol pick. Probably looking at Order of the Dragon versus HRE. But we know that Wham, the Canadians historically do love the IU picks on Hood Island.
You will end up seeing that update in just a second here. Now it is going to be the HRE versus Order of the Dragon choice for next.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, Order of Dragon is very expensive, but very hard to deal with their initial units. And it's interesting the way this matches up ever since like the slight prelate nerf, and also the fact that inspiration eventually the buff runs out, while Order of the Dragon, a lot of the eco buff remains just in the units wherever they go. Definitely an interesting food for thought moment there. I would give a slight edge to Order of the Dragon in this matchup, I think. Especially if you can't rush an end game state, which is, I feel, very hard for HRE to do here. Like, all it takes is Order of the Dragon getting 1 or 2 horsemen to just always keep you guarding.
Yeah, well, enough of contemplating, enough of talking about it. It looks like timing's at 0, but just kidding. We're just making sure the observers and everything's fixed up first before starting the last game of the day. And like we talked about it, the first 2 series, kind of quick ones, kind of, you know, not necessarily stompy, but definitely, you know, ended quick. And the next 2 series just going the distance. Super exciting game, super back and forth, and we'll see if this last Holy Island can live to tell the tale.
Yeah, I mean, how dare you suggest that we're going straight into game, Dabston? We haven't had enough time on camera. What happened to your dog?
He got bored. He's probably
how can he get bored with these intense series, Dabston? Huh?
He wanted to cast, and you know, I can't allow him to impart his great wisdom, because he would ruin the games. He calls them too early, and he doesn't have the caster curse.
I'm there doing interpretive sounds, and when we needed a wolf noise, he could have been. I'm done with you. We're in game number 5. Order of the Dragon versus HRE. I love the in chat. Franz versus Hans here. Holy Island to decide it. And holy crap, does this feel like a good position for Anno to find himself in. Both of these players love Order of the Dragon. And Anno has become something of a noticeable force when it comes to these hybrid maps. Wham's going to have to dig deep.
Yep. Both players obviously going in with those normal docks now. There is no EU bids for that fast timing play or any, you know, odd early builds. I don't think we'll see 13 sheep killed next to a dock either in this game, but we'll see.
Sure? Maybe? I mean, this is the annoying thing about this opening that, like, I think makes Order of the Dragon laugh at you is You could try to have your scout kill this guy, but it's going to take a really, really, really long time. 65 HP base, right? So compared to other civs, you feel a little bit safer.
Yep. And that Order the Dragon villager working hard onto the shoreline fish. Wham going ahead, moving next to that wood line, and fishing boats being produced. Look at the sheep count. Not that it matters too much.
Just want to walk over here so we can club them in one location. It's really important. Still can't believe that game. 10 bloody sheep clubbed at that place. But no, these ones will be brought home. We learned our lessons. Scout comes over early. Like I said again, you know, do you really want to start hitting that villager? You have to hit him 65 times. 65!
Yeah, instead, he's probably not even going to bother with it this time. And now, just trying to get that valuable information, although there isn't too much information to gather at 2 minutes. It's really a little bit later on in the stages where you need to be scouting, need to be having that knowledge, because you said earlier, you know, that 3-minute arms timing that Holy Roman can end up doing, you know, kind of just take a fight onto the sea, but at the same time throw 3 villager or 3-minute arms into the wood line. It can really cause some long-term damage.
Mm-hmm. And like, you know, this is a pretty good spawn actually for WAM for the Archon. You look at it, gold plus the wood, the dream, the gold's pushed back towards the tree line as much as you normally would get. Whereas Anatand's a little bit more exposed. Right, and if it's closer to the tree line, it also gives you that kind of huggability for like walls eventually. So I do like WAM spawn a bit more here than Nanos for sure.
House being rushed down to make sure he doesn't delay any fishing boat production. Obviously, more than enough time to get it finished before the TC, and just saying, maybe a second or two, not too big of a deal there. And Wham on double docks, but Anotand matching the double docks as well. Why is he on shoreline fish with the boat?
Oh, he got a bad spawn. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, like compared to that, are you kidding me?
Oof, yeah. Had to take quite the trek out there. It's just sometimes the coast doesn't work exactly how you wish it did.
Yeah, in fairness, Wham's is pretty bad as well. It's just he set his dock up more forward, so it worked out. Like, you can see he's missing... If he'd set up in the corner already, to start with, like Anatan did, he'd be missing an efficient fish as well.
Yeah. And actually, it looks like he did have a dock over there. He's starting to send it further and further out.
It's not quite 10, but we'll take it.
All right. There are those few sheep on down.
I like how he's gathering from it, even though there's shoreline fish that right there as well.
And soon enough, Wham, dropping that feudal age. Anatan won't be too far behind it either.
This kill will take a while of that scout. In the meantime, Arkin, exactly what you'd expect.
7 villagers on it, wants to get this up quick.
Yeah, I think you just like wall this east and then towards the TC. Not a bad idea. Like, just gives so much safety. Wow, slowly. An Archon. Shocker.
Oh, double Archon plays. What a surprise over here.
So, I would expect HRE to maybe be more capable of land units for aggro here. But, like, Order the Dragon, there is one way. Like, the Horseman, I think, is the most efficient way. Very expensive for sure at the 240 mark. But, you know, compared to building a Spearman, a Men-at-Arms, an Archer, it just feels a lot better. And you do want to kind of keep some pressure going. But great choice by Wham, anticipating that. Already has the racks.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of those that the Order the Dragon Horsemen, they feel like pseudo knights almost with how tanky, how much damage they can actually do. It's not like you could just send one unit to deal with it. It's got to be multiple.
I mean, to be fair to them, they kind of are pseudo knights in entirety, right? Like, if you think of the base damage of a Chevalier hits for 14, and a Gilded Horseman hits for 15. A Kashik hits for the same as a Gilded Horseman.
And it's actually barracks on both sides here. Men-at-Arms popping out for Wham here in a few seconds. Anatan has his scout already spotting out that barracks. Same thing for Wham, though. They both got knowledge of what their opponents are doing. The first Men-at-Arms starting to... Oh, and runs right into vision. Anatan just going to nice track that the whole way. And maybe not even needs to track it. He just knows when it's going to be coming now and kind of can time that up perfect, too.
Yeah, you can kind of get Benny Hills here, though. You're in Men-at-Arms. Like Anatan's Men-at-Arms will be better, right? But you have to catch him.
So much more expensive, too, though.
Yeah, that too. But it's also just like the kiting. You know, like these Men-at-Arms are ridiculous with their attack speed, but only if you stand still. First archer ship coming out on both sides. Demo queued as well by Anno. A little bit of pop block, though. The classic experience with all the dragon. Why is everything 2 pop?
Yep, and it's not only it's the 1-1-1 for Anotand on the sea. Meanwhile, Wham is doubling, tripling down into this Men-at-Arms play. He's got 4 out and about to be 5.
It's so hard to get kills with these Men-at-Arms. I mean, like, Anna probably could have stood still a little bit longer there and just let his Men-at-Arms whittle away at him, but instead baits him for a dive. Not many workers inside, but still, it's good enough. And outpost already up. That's -2 MAA.
Doesn't feel too great there with that opening for Wham, but could be worse. Meanwhile, Anatan, though, has the naval superiority as of now. Wham saw it, spotted it out, realizes he's gonna use a little bit more in archers as a reaction himself too.
I feel like normally against this Men-at-Arms strat, you just want buildings, right? Like, it's so obnoxious to try and deal with good Men-at-Arms in Feudal Age. He's going to be blobbing up his own. I like that. The idea here is, like, you know, if these guys are able to get a good anchored fight and even, like, investment, they'll win. But that should never happen. The idea is you move so fast, you have more units, you should be able to, like, cut them down one by one. And I like that Anna realized someone was up there, just backs up entirely.
He does spot out the one archer, but I don't know how many more archers are actually going to be produced for Wham here early. It just seems like it just makes him lose so much tempo on the water if Anatan decides to make any push there.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a bait. No, he's going more. So I guess he wants to get a little raiding group going, because, like, in fairness, archery marching drills, right? They're very fast archers, so not a bad idea to try and eventually reach into that tree line.
Can constantly just kite it out with that movement speed you were mentioning. No real action on the sea so far, but Wham is trying to change that up. He's also getting extended lines for himself, a little bit of some fishing boat upgrades.
Yeah, like, the start of this feels like a bit of a snoozer, but it's the stakes, right? Like, it's down to this. Final game, they're both reacting accordingly. There's nothing really out of line. Like, they're kind of mirroring each other. Tempo makes a lot of sense. Like, no one's slipping up big yet, but it'll change soon. Right, it has to. The inevitability when you start adding in land and water together, someone ends up making a critical mistake.
That is one where Wham, he's trying to find a spot to be aggressive at. He does have more units. That means more torches as well. So, you know, he can try to double down on denying the docks and go in on the land and sea at the same time over there if he desires.
Gilded Horseman going to be a strong one. Like, that's where Anatan gets some raid potential on land himself. Before this, he was kind of held hostage, really. Pressure begins on water side. Honestly, like, wow, if he keeps skilling Men-at-Arms, like, there's an opening here for, like, a tech play that can just kind of swipe away the threats.
Oh, and here we go. Men-at-Arms going for that wood line.
But he's not diving with the sea, right? So, like, it's just a very calm reaction.
And he's like, all right, I need to pull off the wood line. Hey, here's my horseman, here's my Men-at-Arms. And
the boat's in.
We are able to see one fishing boat taken down. A demo trying to be sniped on out. Oh, Wham's demo runs right into the galley because he is distracted with the demos from Anotand. Oh, and it's a double hit twice. What a good pickup there from Anotand. At the same time, though, Men-at-Arms still circling his base. Still just been causing some idle time.
But no kills
yet.
And that's the problem. No kills, right? And like eventually these land men-at-arms from all the dragon will be able to reach over, especially with that expensive loss on the seaside for Wham. And remember, like, it's tempo, right? Like, HRE, very strong economy right now, but as that Archon starts to move further and further away from the tree line, that's when you don't really feel like you compete that well.
Still has those 5 Springle ships for defense, and
I wouldn't want to try and do that.
Yeah, just don't ask questions there.
How does that work? We just like that's a new unit. You just sit at the side. Is that how the elephant's gonna work? They just bend over and shoot.
That's why do you think they're so scary? No one wants to die like that.
Just the all chat type get crapped on. All right. Anyway, we've got the boom ship count now scaling. Anatan is looking for that big demo dump.
Yeah, that typical Lucifron Vortex play where all of a sudden they split 3, 4, 5 demos across, and it's just so hard to actually snipe them all out effectively and split your Springle chips at the same time.
Yeah. It's just a complete unload. It's so vicious as well, like with these type of timings of men-at-arms. The only thing for Anna is like for that type of release, it's very, I think it's less threatening when you're doing what you're doing here, defending on land. Right? Like, usually where you get the slip-ups is when you're pushing your opponent's base as you do it.
And exactly. And it was a play, too, that was just scouted out so early. He's, you know, Anatan tracked the first few men-at-arms coming across. Might have lost track about the little bit of a mass, but, again, you said it. He ran in right as nothing else was going on. So when you see a big red blob on your map, it's pretty easy to react to that.
Yeah, they don't exactly ooze subtlety, do they? Now that's interesting because the first demo's a scene.
Out the demo ships that are trying to hide over here.
He gets a decent hit and like, oh, he didn't keep one back. I think originally had one right wedged in the corner. It's happened again. At least this time it's a bit more in sync from Wham. So we'll just chase down the demos.
He does get free demo picks for himself. Gets another fishing boat pick
that's
as
practically all
well,
of them.
and should be the last demo pick potentially. And Wham has his own 5 demos to kind of be aggressive with now. So really, really good timing push here from Wham.
Demo. Oh, he didn't move.
Oh, demo was able to barely close the gap, and
This is bad.
Anatan sniping out all the demos from the other
Demo
side.
again.
Rallying Demo again.
He's holding. And not just holding. It's a complete fold. Wham. He's going to have to break away from this. Landside, also a massacre. Those Gilded Men-at-Arms stand on the ground will always win that fight.
And Anatan wins the fight on both fronts. Never a position you want to be in if you're Wham playing on Holy Island. Having to fall back away. The numbers at the top are a little bit of a bait at times. Don't always quite tell you the full story. There's a lot of rallying units, so when you're the one being the aggressor, you don't have your full force there.
Anatan, master of the seas. Rumor has it his dad is an admiral. His uncle was a captain. And his great-granddad was a warship. And it's starting to show. It's in the genes. He's pushing across now. Big advantage on the Springle count, right? 4 to the 7, but the demo ship count for Wham as the reset. I'm more worried about land. This whole time it's been Anatan defending. Yeah, 11 men-at-arms. 3 more queued up.
And the horseman there as well, so the horseman can just be that annoyance. But the big thing is there's only one outpost. Those 12 gilded men-at-arms, they're not easy to take down. So even if he does move into the base, into the wood line, this should give Anatan even more of a leg up on the sea that he just won. Outpost trying to be rushed up from Wham. Will it get up in time? I don't think so. Has to run on away. Men-at-Arms now taking the fight against the gilded ones, and we just saw how that one went. Even with the help of an outpost, it is scary for Wham. Horseman arrives as well. Villagers next to the chapel starting to get hit upon us, and this is not looking good for the HRE side.
It's a stand ground motion. That's exactly what Gilded Men-at-Arms always want. It's going to return to finish off the build now. There's a bit of a cluster duck here, and this is only wave 1, right? Trickle of troopers continue to come across. Looks like he's going to stabilize double outpost fire, enough to keep him stable here. Behind this, Anatan wasn't attempting any sort of dive on the sea, right? It was a complete calm on the waters from both players here.
Still, Gilded Men-at-Arms left alive there somehow, some way, and he's regrouping again. Both players have moved out onto the deer, want a little bit of extra food support.
I mean, this is... Could he just pump more horsemen, play wide, maybe? Might summon better. In fact, he does don't even want the men-at-arms, but yeah, it's MAO and MAA reaction, so minimal losses on the tree line there. Horseman, great raid.
Out the deer.
Yeah, and without that food burst, it's a little bit worrisome here. That was a lot of food gathering from Wham, so not really trusting in just his fishing boats anymore.
And wheelbarrow, necessary upgrade at this point after all the aggression that has been going down. Speaking of aggression, Wham trying to move forward onto the sea yet again. Galley sniped out first. Here comes the demo right after Galley gets sniped, but Anatand pulls it back. Pulls back some of the low health sprinkled ships as well.
That was like a "Are you here?" type check, right? With that one demo, he's like, "Okay, he's here. I'm gonna move away." Yeah. Well, I'm now prepping for an age up, but it's mirrored. They both are having the exact same idea on the exact same timing here.
Yeah, the big difference here is just worker kills when they're dead even. It depends obviously if it was villager or if it was fishing ships, and I know Wham took down a few fishing ships of Anatand's, not the villagers. So Burgrave Palace choice for Anatand starting to be built. Wham not far behind it.
No, it's just not just that. Like idle time, right? Like think about the food difference. Like the surge of food income for Anatand by comparison is crazy here. But Regnant's now coming in. Burgrave just makes more sense. Order Dragon don't usually like going for Regnants. This would have been the potential type of game for it, though, to be fair to him. Like, he has 11 men at arms after all.
Yeah, I can really get this scary, scary timing here. Another galley gets sniped out. Upgraded men-at-arms coming through immediately. Would love to see Anatand try to like pressure with this timing of the men-at-arms too. Crossbows though as well.
Yeah, Gilded Crossbowman, basically the best unit Order of the Dragon has. Just fits pretty much any scenario. Like even when there's not heavily armored units, it still feels good.
And look at the Regnant's location Wham chose to build at. Not a very safe location if Anatand had still been roaming and whatnot. Obviously had some men-at-arms protecting there, but we saw how some of those military fights went when Wham had to take it, and there wasn't double outpost out there.
I am worried that Wham's entire army comp gets countered by crossbowmen. Right, like all of it. Like your normal crossbows, easily lose against Gilded. Your knights, lose. Men-at-arms, lose. And that is a loss.
Further gold.
Skirts away with most just in time, but it's still going to add up on the losses.
Another 3 villagers fall for Wham, but 1 relic secured, dropped inside the outpost. And the crossbows arrive
again. He leads with the demos. He's like, "Are you here, darling?"
Well, Wham doesn't have the same gold income. We just saw Anatand fully deny the gold, and that's as Castle Age is finishing up. So that just means that upgrades are not going to be equivalent on each side.
But it's deceptive, right? Like you can send. The thing about this position is like you can say, okay, he has no gold, so he can't demo spam me. But it's like,
he's got 9
sure,
demos.
Yeah, it's like sure you can't afford new demos, but we've been sitting on a big bulk a long time, which I don't think Anatand knows about. So it's very baiting in those type of positions where you know what's logical, but in hindsight they could have been gathering it. It's 20 minutes in a game after all.
Yeah, my thought was more the military ship upgrades were just now seeing the whole finally finish for Wham, so I thought that was the timing that Anatand was going to take advantage with as well.
These MA are scary.
Continuing to dive the base. Look at the southern gold near the water. Oh my gosh, that's where Wham went out to.
That's Danger Town, man. And you know the men-at-arms aren't far away from skirting down there anyway. This is a scary army.
More upgrades trying to come through. Outposts being invested into. Front berries being focused as well. More villager idle time for Wham. And Anatand looks like he wants to pressure with this timing he has. Diving under TC with a bunch of armored units. Totally fine with doing that right now. Can try to sit on production.
Villagers.
And there are the villagers from the berries.
But also, where's the heavy maces, right? It's just a handful of crossbows to counter this many men-at-arms. That's asking a lot. That's a tall order. Not to mention, there's range units around for Anatand. Even a few Gilded Knights now coming through. Night Raid from Wham should be mostly dodged out. In fact, he doesn't realize it. He's too distracted by this dive. And Anatand by sea is on the move. He's entering full submarine mode, looking to sink Wham's battleship.
Yeah, and this is so hard. This is the part of Holy Island.
He gets a hit.
Oh my gosh. You got to be paying attention at all fronts, and it's so hard to do so.
Those crossbows, man, like even the extra movement speed, they're just struggling to get away from this. They're going to get wiped. There's really no land army left. It's all on this, the demo pole. But he doesn't realize he killed the boat already. They stopped moving.
Oh, and the galleys looked like they majority got taken out. Looks like he's sending a few ships just to bait.
He's splitting it nicely as well, because like they're overkilling onto 1 or 2 at a time, right? So it just gives him a chance to strike back. A hit that is just not going to be, I think, good enough here for Wham. Especially when you look at the state of his base. I know. He's done it, surely.
Yeah, he's still sitting in the base. Only 7 military units out for Wham, and those are all on the sea. 5 crossbows in queue, but look at the armored units in his base. 13 gilded men-at-arms, 2 gilded knights. There's nowhere he can go. Yeah, he's got outposts to jump inside. That may have worked as the deli. I'm not sure if Holy Roman Empire can come back from this position.
That is full device send it, right? The men-at-arms wave will never stop. On a standard map, maybe he runs out of food. We're talking infinite food. Deep water fish is just deep pockets for days. I mean, the only upside for Wham is that gold. He's got his own fishing operational, but getting the core army together is the scary part here. I know he's going to slow down for the moment. I think you want to wait for those gilded crossbowmen to go in again. But even then, like, look at the worker lead. Like, we're talking Order of the Dragon that produces workers slower, and yet he's this far ahead.
Yeah, never is a position you want to be in is lagging the numbers of villagers versus Anotand or versus the Order of the Dragon, but that's exactly the positioning point Wham finds himself in. You can see the economy difference to 1,600 food per minute, 1,000 food per minute. Meanwhile, Wham, highest income he has is 700.
It's a tough one for sure. I mean, the relic gold's at least going to help inflate him a little bit here. Horseman switch coming in. Pretty cool idea. And I don't know how he slowed down the crossbow count. Like, what's the move next? And he's like, it's a mirrored horseman switch, yeah.
And I mean, after seeing all of the crossbows that Wham's starting to pump, it makes sense. He's been full armored unit, so now counter the unit that counters him. You know, it is that that kind of counter unit game.
I think we're just getting spear spam now from both horsemen. Like, I know horseman spear maybe. Can be quite surprisingly effective against what Wham's trying to do here.
Oh, the classic gliding spear.
I do like gliding spears. Yeah. It should be a unit. It should just sit, like, stand on their spear in the battle. It should just be a bug behavior, just the default.
Emergency repairs utilized on the market here. There are 4 relics now, the 4th one being brought back for Wham, so does have quite a bit of gold income, but another Gilded Knight hits the eco. There's 7 spears there, but they aren't really dealing with it effectively yet, and now they finally kill it.
Yeah, but it's just like this. They're basically, you know when you say like knights are medieval tanks, like it's true of all the dragon ones. They just got so much health. He's like, oh, we've got spears to stop them. Still loses 2 workers and might lose the incendiary ships. I know, already aware of it. He's pop locked right now, but the eco military state of things, 190 pop to 123 right now. This is ridiculous.
Yep.
Dive.
Wham going for the demo spam, but also getting dove in his base at the same time. So Anatan attacking on 2 fronts. There's quite a bit of a mass here as far as crossbows go from Wham, and really good battling in the choke point, making it hard for Anatan to actually close the gap.
War looks shaky now. Fishing boats have to be pulled for the clutch repair. Might allow him to hold on a little bit longer here. In fact, he's skirting those health bars. Yeah, no target fire coming in. The demo's just sitting there was threatening enough. I know couldn't hard commit, but he did bait the main army on land out a bit. The demos overcommit. They overextend. And he lacks that much of a boom power here. Only 3 demos to play with.
And Anatan sitting at 2,400 food per minute. He might be thinking Imperial Age soon.
Tempting the stage, but reinvestment
triples down into the military.
That's just 2 Gilded Knights. And the horseman, no, Wham. Slow reaction there. Allowed the gap close. Moved before the spearman got in range there. That's good. Knife's coming through now. He's starting to lose fishing. This is the verge, the edge of the abyss, but no reaction from Anno. Takes a hit. The demos aren't moving, though. He's still got enough springles to shut down the fish and end the game. This dive in this time, surely, is the final strike.
Yeah, not only is he winning the fight on the water, pushing through past the town center into the wood line. I heard a relic get picked up. We're about to hear an attempted wall low. He needs it bad, especially grabbing some of these gilded units.
He's like, no, I just dropped it off. It's not coming out.
Oh, no. Woodline fully exposed. Villagers, they're all just dying.
I mean, this is the thing. Wham's tried to optimize, keep those crossbows alive, but now it's gilded crossbow against crossbow. You're not going to win that fight. The workers most definitely ain't. That's it. It's happened. NA Dreams crushed this weekend. It is just the Europeans remaining. As Anotand keeps the dream alive, he will head through into the lower bracket semis to face off against Vortex next week.
What a final couple series that we got to cast today. I know the viewers were excited. I know we were excited getting to see the crazy back and forth. Yeah, this game started out as a little bit of a lull, but then it just opened wide up, especially when kind of right before that Castle Age timing came through.
I mean, an impressive back and forth there. A crazy day. Like, the start of it, went a little bit stompy, a little bit fast, slow, but I mean, the Vortex Poppy Board one definitely still the highlight, but there's some cool games in here coming out from the lads. And, going into this, we talked about the results from like Wham and Anatand in the KPMMs, like a really tight matchup between these two. You're never really sure who's going to take it week to week when they clash. But in the end, Anno, I love it's just Order the Dragon to decide it, because both of these players tend to, I'd say they play it more than like the next 3 or 4 players combined.
What a fun series. We now have the next days figured out. Next, what we have in store for ourselves next weekend. It is Marine Lord versus Lucifron in the upper bracket finals. And then we saw Vortex and Anotand now being able to match up against each other.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch those clashes, right? Like Vortex versus Anno. Intriguing one. I think last time they were matching up KPMMs, Vortex was rolling, but that was early weeks. Marine Lord versus Lucifron. Lucifron looking back on form. I think he was even shocked. He's feeling like he's really in that zone right now. If I had to peg someone on current format and current performance to take Marine Lord, he is actually the one. So, tops to him for that. It'd be one hell of an achievement as well for him. And a morale booster after, you heard from him earlier, a 9-month break. Right, like that was someone to really recover from, but he's back on the agenda and he's impressing me. But props to Wham, props to Poppy Paw. A little bit of a heartbreak, man. You heard it from Vortex earlier today as well. Like, if it wasn't for that reset, it could have just been a 3-0 for Poppy Paw, and we see NA Pride on the line. Even this series had its moments. Like that Phrygian Marshes game was kind of crazy the way that the Anno played out of the hole. I think we are just waiting to get the lad on the line for an interview. Hopefully we'll have him in a second to get his thoughts to round out the day. He is in fact ready. So let's go and talk to Anotand. Anno, mate, congrats on the win. Crazy series up against Wham. I want to talk about your journey through this lower bracket, though, because 3-2 again. Do you just not like doing quick series?
I mean, almost every series here 3-0, so I have to give people some entertaining, right? Like, if not me, if not Papi Vortex, they will be ended in like 4 hours. Like,
it's true. Like the Marine Lord, right? What a boring guy. 3-0, like, come on. Like, give us someone to work with here. But let's talk about a little bit about this series and how you worked through it, right? Because I think the one that intrigued us, the Delhi Sushi game, I think that's the really big highlight point. Like, talk to me about that game a little bit. Were you surprised by the Delhi and how it played out?
Yeah, I forgot that Delhi might be good here. But to be honest, when I lost China-Russia, I was like, okay, maybe I have some chances. When I lost Jussi Delhi, I was like, okay, I don't have chances. Like, okay, I thought, okay, like he has Lancaster and he probably knows. And I...
Did you...
in trouble.
Sorry, good. Did you kind of feel like with the Ottoman game that it almost felt doomed at a moment? Because I think there was that moment where he was pushing into you with the Lancaster force. You had only Sipahi left, and then the game kind of went quiet, right? Because he chose Imperial, which took 4 or 5 minutes. Were you pretty surprised by that game, or did you feel like you were still really very much in it?
I was scared that I can die every moment, but when he hit Imperial Age, I was kind of relieved because I saw relics, I saw his gold food situation, and yeah, I was happy with Imperial Age.
And, I was saying, like, I feel like you and Wham, you play a lot of Order of the Dragon. Like, did it kind of feel almost the perfect way to round it out? Is like with the pick that I feel like you two usually quite like getting a lot of the time.
I think I played second time in my life on OTD on water. In second
Yeah, on
time
water.
in
You usually
tournament.
do TTC a lot, right? On
Yeah.
like with KPMs and whatnot.
I copied to TC from Papipo. He's like one of the best OTT player.
Yeah. And talk to me about like the elimination we've been seeing so far. Like, has this been playing out to your expectations? I think the big one from the playoffs that I think shocked most people has been Louis MT's performance. Like, has there been anything else that's been a big surprise to you?
I feel like it happens, like one bad day and you out. Like it's hard to blame him, Like bad sleep, bad mood, and yeah, you're going home. Yeah, I think everyone in top 8 really close. But to be honest, I feel like Vortex shouldn't won his series because now he's in trouble. At Saturday he will like leave game in 40 minutes, I think, best of 5. Then Lucifron will leave to Marine Lord, and I will kill Lucifron in lower bracket as well.
Got it.
So
Because
yeah, like,
if you beat one, you
as I
beat
said
both, right? That's how it
yesterday,
works.
yeah, like both Spanish players will be destroyed.
And what about Marine Lord?
Yeah, that's my goal.
What about that guy?
Man, like to be like no offense, but he's playing like very straight. Like I don't want to talk about his intelligence, about his IQ, but like he can only play in straight line. Let's say that if because I don't want I don't get any like prize dedication. So yeah,
Got it. Which is worrisome for him because Kalauga's rivers aren't even straight lines. So like, I mean, that's a default win already there.
I feel like Spanish are more like creative and they will be really dangerous. But Marine Lord, like he's playing with everyone. He's playing with Spanish, he's playing with me, he's trying to collect all our strats together. But when like final moments of tournament, we not playing with him and he's kinda in trouble. Like who will play with him best of 9? No one. He will not have strats. He'll play as always 2 games with Lancaster China and then he he don't know how to play the game. He don't play in ladder. Just playing 5 custom games and that's it. It's not enough to win every tournament, and like LMT and Beastie already proved it. And I hope I will prove it in next week as well.
I think you're onto something there as well, because like you hit on something that he's practiced with all these people. It's like, he's trying to make this meal where it's like, I'm going to bring in some beef and some pork and some cheese, some tomato, then I get like, some other cheese in there, and then tuna fish, and like this is getting weird now. Whereas you are just trying to cook the best borscht of your life. Is that the best way to describe it?
My friend,
Pure
like
old school one.
My friend, when you play with Marine Lord and he like trying to invent stuff in practice game, you just like you killing him in 10 minutes and you just laughing. Like usually he's so upset, he's so angry with it, but he's trying to come up with something. He's trying to get like some Marine Lord builds, but it's impossible for him. Like, but it's fine.
Have you been feeding him fake builds in your practice then? Is like to make him feel inspired and then do bad things?
Not really.
Oh, that's your coach. You're revealing way too much. I don't want to like.
He's naked. Okay. Like
that's a different kind of after show. I don't
my
think you're ready
friend
for
is
that.
really happy for me. Like he was cheering for me, and now he trying to interrupt our interview with his great buddy. I don't wanna get EGC Twitch banned.
All right. Well, it sounds like he's very happy for you. So I'm gonna let you go have your late night party with him, Anatan. Congrats on the win, mate. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend and seeing how you're gonna slosh the Spaniards and the Frenchman himself.
Thank you.